sister, she's battling stage 4 cancer right now, and she tells everybody, get a scan when you can with Life Imaging FLA. Early detection is a game changer when it comes to early detection of heart disease and cancer, so give them a call and get your free heart scan. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value that's definitely worth it. It's Life Imaging FLA. When you talk to them, ask them about cancer screening. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and talk to Life Imaging FLA.
I guess, going into International Diamond Center and them getting to know me personally and finding out that I am a nurse, a first responder, they offered a gracious discount, so definitely helped with my purchase.
Meet Crystal Caban, Air Force veteran and now critical care nurse. She's happily wearing several pieces of jewelry from IDC.
Knowing that I'm not coming in to spend a lot of money, just knowing that they're supportive with the first responders and getting a discount really helped entice me in making my purchase.
At IDC, we roll out the red carpet for heroes in uniform like Crystal every day, with personalized service and a 15% discount over and above IDC's everyday unbeatable price.
I felt so warmed and welcomed, and that's just what kept us coming back again and again.
Are you a first-time responder or veteran? Join Crystal and countless others who've made International Diamond Center their home for jewelry.
Hi, I'm Crystal Caban. I would highly recommend International Diamond Center to any first responder.
International Diamond Center.
They will absolutely take care of you. I promise you that.
3 convenient Orlando locations.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Wawa makes the right handcrafted beverages for the right time. And now, handcrafted beverages are just $3 or $4. Jump out of bed for a nice latte. Take a lunch break for a smoothie. Or celebrate with a late-night milkshake. Wawa makes the right beverages for the right time, now at an even better price. Get smoothies, lattes, or any handcrafted 16-ounce or 24-ounce beverage for just $3 or $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
Honey, I'm going to Wawa for dinner.
Okay, but Ben wants pizza.
Yep.
And Nick wants a burger and fries.
Right.
Oh, and the twins, they won't touch anything except for mac and cheese.
Exactly. Wawa has something for everyone for dinner, so I only have to make one stop to make everyone happy. So, what do you want?
Well, if you're going to Wawa, I have to have a hoagie.
From burgers to hoagies and everything in between, Wawa has dinner for everyone.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one. New South Window lives southern weather, and our products are designed to keep the intense heat out and the cool air in. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
For a limited time only, save 35% off on New South Windows and Doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio to learn more.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Lots to get to today, from who won the debate to Fat Bear Week is off to a Grizzly start, and the kids just want a little galaxy gas. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
What up?
Hello, C-Lane.
Yo.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. Watched the debate last night. Tuned into the whole thing.
Party time.
It was interesting in a lot of ways. We'll get into that. Did you guys watch? Did anybody watch live?
I did. I watched it live.
You watched the whole thing? Sealand, did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they said it was going to go on for an hour and a half. I think it went on for a little longer than that.
Well, they had a lot to get to.
They must have said that a dozen times.
Gentlemen, we have a lot to get to. Gentlemen, we have a lot to get to. Gentlemen, we have a lot on our plate here.
These moderators, and can we? There's a conversation that needs to be had at some point. The last person to host the debate was this David Muir guy, and then it was these two ladies who hosted it last night. And all of these people are like icy, emotionless, robotic news people.
Isn't that what they're supposed to be, though?
I don't think they should. No, I don't think. It's weird. It's like David Muir in particular, the ABC guy. He seems like he's been pre-programmed before the show. He's like, hello, hello, everybody. And these ladies were the same way, both of them kind of going back and forth.
But a lot of times, and I know that David Muir got some heat for this, for fact-checking one side and not the other, or at least it seemed that way. And but if they're showing emotion, then people get all upset. They're like, they're supposed to be news people. They're supposed to be unbiased and professional.
I don't want them to show emotion necessarily. I want them to seem like
you said they were emotionless.
No, but I want them to seem like humans instead of automatons. That when I say emotionless, I don't necessarily mean that I want them to be screaming or to be like getting angry or emotionally outbursts or emotional outbursts are necessary. I mean, they don't seem like people. They seem like AI. That's what it feels like I'm watching.
What if they were AI?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm watching this. We have so much to get to. Hold on. We have a lot to get to. We have so many things to get to. And over and over, they said this. And for the first half, it was pretty clear to me that both these ladies hated J.D. Vance. Like, they did not like J.D. Vance at all. And he was the one who gets hit with the fact checks. He's the one who...
But I thought it wasn't supposed to be fact-checked. I thought those were the rules.
That wasn't even true. I think they said they were trying to avoid the live fact check, but they did. That lasted all of 2 minutes before all of a sudden they're fact checking about the Springfield stuff, and they were wrong on one of the things they did, or at least it was more full of nuance when they corrected J.D. Vance about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. He was right about their temporary status and it being a lot more loose than the moderators were suggesting. And the moderators also, one of them said twice, do you want to Tim Walz, like an alley-oop, do you want to correct J.D. Vance on saying that Kamala Harris is letting these people through the southern border? It's like, what kind of weirdo nuance is that? She's not physically opening a gate and letting them over the southern border? I mean, if policies are resulting in people flooding over the southern border, I think it's fine. I think it makes sense to say it that way. I thought some of that was kind of weird. I don't know. I didn't think that for the first half their moderation was great at all. For the second half, I thought it got better, and things got weird a bunch of times. But let's start off here. We got a bunch of clips. We'll put our ears to the ground, fingers on the pulse, all that good stuff. See what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. Here's Tim Walz. This is one part where it got weird. The moderators switch their ire from J.D. Vance over to Tim Walz, and they ask him, hey, what are these many white lie things that Tim Walz has? He was pretending that he was in China when the whole Tiananmen Square massacre went down. And they fact-checked him on that, not during this debate. Well, they kind of did, actually. But they previously, after he said that, did some stories in the media talking about how he wasn't there during the Tiananmen Square massacre. Once again, he was exaggerating things, and he was not being truthful. And so they pressed him on this, and he gave this long, rambling answer about riding bikes with his friends, which didn't really have a lot to do with it.
And then it got awkward. Then there was like a weird, very pregnant pause.
It was just kind of strange, and they put his feet to the fire. Here it is.
To make sure that I get this right, I will say more than anything, many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China. I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us. I guarantee you he wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID. And I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing. So this is about trying to understand the world. It's about trying to do the best you can for your community. And then it's putting yourself out there and letting your folks understand what it is. My commitment, whether it be through teaching.
All right, so all of this was about, are you telling the truth about being in Tiananmen Square, which for those you don't know is a very public square in China. And in this very big public square, there was a famous protest. One was a guy you can look up on Wikipedia called Tank Man, who stood in front of a tank for this protest. There's a very famous photograph of this. It was one of the few times people in China stepped up in public against their government, et cetera, et cetera. So he's just a big, long-winded workaround.
Which I was good at. Or whether it was being a good soldier or was being a good member of Congress, those are the things that I think are the values that people care about.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
All right. It's just like an awkward.
Okay.
It was like they decided they were not going to respond when he ended his sentence. And he's like, do I keep going? All right, I'll keep talking about this.
I think without getting a yes or no, they sort of got the response that question was crafted to elicit.
Yeah.
You know, they did put his feet to the fire. And he fumbled there for a second, awkwardly. So I mean, you take from that what you will.
I think personally, overall, I was kind of surprised by Tim Walz's performance. We'll get past the politics in a bit here. We got a lot to talk about, and I said that a lot on the debate, but we genuinely have a lot to talk about today on the show. But Tim Walz on the campaign trail is this guy who's like folksy and intense. He's coming after people. I'm going to get you. I'm not afraid to tangle with you. And then Tim Walz on the stage was doing this thing where he kept staring over at J.D. Vance, and he looked scared, and it was weird. It was just a very different person, I thought, on that stage.
I'll tell you, after the awkward Tiananmen Square moment, every time Tim Walz talked about travels of his, I thought, But you? Like, I spent some time in Finland. Did you?
Did you really? I thought the most interesting thing was, do you know how many times these two guys agreed with each other?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple?
Oh, my God.
They looked like they were going to get beers after.
I know.
I mean, you think about the vast difference between their attitudes towards each other and their sort of back and forth versus Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, where they did that really awkward handshake, the nice to meet you, and then they did the debate and then pretty much, stayed like they had a no contact contract or something like that. And these guys, after the debate was over and they're running the whatever sounds and credits and stuff, and you watch them and they're shaking hands, introducing each other's wives to each other, patting each other on the side. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if their mics were on if they were like, you did a really good job. It was a great debate. Thank you.
I mean, you saw as much as I did. They would finish a sentence, either one of them, and they'd go, "Actually, I agree. Actually, I agree. No, we agree on a lot. I agree." And I'm watching them going, they're agreeing.
Should we team up?
Are these guys buddies right now? They said agreed so many times. What was interesting was how, just looking at this from a completely nonpartisan angle, how boring this debate was compared to the previous debates. But
do you think it's going to change any minds? I mean, it's not like there's a separate section to vote on.
More so than the presidential debate. I do. Yes, I think more so than the presidential debate. Because as I was watching it, I was like, this is kind of boring, but this is much more valuable. Like, this is a genuine, interesting conversation, whereas there isn't much to be gained out of the presidential debates when they're just slugging each other and Trump's going, wrong. Like, there's nothing to get out of those. These guys were legitimately talking about things, at least. And J.D. Vance was fairly smooth. He presented himself as, I would suggest, 180 degrees from where former President Trump is. And just like calm, cool, collected, interested in being moderate about issues, okay with being wrong about things. Well-spoken, and I thought overall it was a good presentation on his part, even on the controversial issues. So I thought he did very, very well. But there was this problem for him, and of course he's going to have this problem because you have two audiences. J.D. Vance has you're the audience, and he's trying to talk to you. He's staring directly into that camera, and he's trying to smize you as much as he possibly can. And the second audience is Donald Trump, who, you know what he was doing?
Ratings.
He was tweeting about Pete Rose.
Oh.
He was not even, I don't even know if he was watching this. He's tweeting in the middle of this, Pete Rose should go to the Hall of Fame. That's
what he's tweeting in the middle of his vice president.
Yes. I don't know if he was even watching this. Go to Truth Social and see if Trump even said anything about Vance's performance. I don't know if he mentioned it or not, but during the debate, he's tweeting about other stuff. The second audience was Trump himself, and here's how you can see that's true. Here we go.
It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power.
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
That is a damning non-answer.
Just for the record, this is from Kamala Harris's campaign. Like, they edited it together and put a music to it, and they cut it. There's a bunch of cuts in there. But J.D. Vance couldn't just say no. He can't just say, did Donald Trump lose the election in 2020? He can't just say no because there's one important viewer. That important viewer is Trump, and he knows he'll get bashed over the head like a seal if he dares to say that. You have to play in pretend world, and you cannot answer that question.
Pretend world is so much fun.
We got this was weird. I'm sorry this clip is so short. I wish I could provide some broader context around it, but it was just a line that was dropped during the debate that no one said anything about. And here's Tim Walz.
I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA, I was an NRA guy for a long time.
I don't know what that means.
I've become friends with school shooters?
I'm assuming this is a misspeak.
I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA, I was an NRA guy for a long time. You were an
NRA guy. You want to present yourself as like left guy, but you also are about guns.
Do you guys remember this when you saw his answer?
What do you mean?
Like when you watched it?
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm sorry.
So you say it's just a clip, right?
Yes.
But this was from the debate last night, was it not?
Yeah.
So do you remember him saying that?
I saw what happened, and I tweeted out at the time, I was like, did Tim Walz just say he was friends with school shooters?
Like, even if you extended the clip, it still doesn't make sense. Like, there's no context to it.
Maybe there is some context, but nobody addressed it. He just said, I became friends with either school shooter or shooters, plural, and then nobody else talked about it. Did he talk to a school shooter to try to get inside their head? I don't know. I just thought that was strange. And then I guess somebody confronted him afterwards at a pizza place, and they started shouting stuff at him.
Governor, you said you've become friends with school shooters during the debate. Can you clarify what you meant on that?
Can you clarify
staring at school shooters?
Nothing.
Is he taking
He
a
is
selfie?
intensely staring at that pizza, though.
He's hunkies, man. Come on.
He's at Justino's Pizzeria. Love at first slice. Nice tagline.
Yeah.
Like that.
Good move.
He is straight up staring at that pizza that's in this counter right here. So I don't know what was meant by that.
He was truthing about the debate.
Was he? Okay, what did he say?
Because a lot of these happened 12 hours ago.
Okay.
Let's. Look at my screen. Donald Trump definitely laid into "I've become friends with school shooters."
Oh, did
it's
he?
a huge graphic here.
I can read that from here,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Holy cow! It's like the front page of the New York Post or something.
He posted it multiple times. And then, also reposting people who tweeted like this tweet from Andrew Pollock. My daughter was killed in the Parkland school shooting. It's absolutely abhorrent that Tim Walz has befriended school shooters, disqualifying.
Come on. Okay, look, there's a difference between a guy said a dumb thing and like his best friends.
Yeah, he's not texting with them. He's not sending them care packages.
I don't know. Maybe he is. We need the clarification.
Also,
but I seriously doubt that is the case.
Did you see Trump's new nickname for Tim Walz?
No. What is it?
Tampon Tim.
No, I've seen them. Yeah,
Tim.
I've seen them calling him that because he signed some bill where his detractors are saying that it allowed for tampons in the boys' bathrooms. But I've read this law that he signed, and it didn't state that. It's being misconstrued by a bunch of people. And turned into Tampon Tim.
Yeah, did Tampon Tim just say he's, quote, become friends with school shooters, end quote? And obviously he reposted that a bunch of times. And then...
did he say anything positive about J.D. Vance?
Absolutely. Yeah, he
did.
He said J.D. crushed it.
That's my
Walz
boy.
was a low IQ disaster, very much like Kamala. Hold on, you got J.D. crushed it. Walz, low IQ disaster, very much like Kamala. Our country would never be able to recover from an administration of these two. Can you imagine them representing us with a sharp, fierce foreign leaders? I can't. Great job, J.D. We will make America great again. And then more tweets about the school shooting thing. He's really hyper-focused on the school shooter
I'd
comment.
love to see the scale because it seems like just like your standard roller coaster where America was great and now it's bad and we need to make it great again. Now make it great and then it's going back down and not being great.
That's an interesting point because as I was watching last night, I tried to remember as best I could the presidential debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. And I remember afterwards thinking one of the biggest problems, other than the S show that it became,
Bless you.
was
makes him sick.
Trump's messaging is America is garbage right now. This is the darkest time in the history of our country. We've lost this country, and there's criminals everywhere. It was super doom and gloom, dark messaging. And I think just a strategy, no matter where you're at politically, you might be able to, even if you're a Trump fan, agree with me that that's bad messaging. I think just being negative, bad messaging. That's why I said before, I was like, the Democrats would be genius, and they've kind of done this a little bit if they reclaim the patriotism angle. Show people that you're proud to be Americans and that you think America is a great country and there are good things about it. And the contrast between J.D. Vance, who is very much like, America's great. We have our issues, but we're going to strive to be a great country. It was so much more positive than Trump's message. It was very, 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 very different. And while you might say these people were only the VPs, I saw somebody who commented on the Facebook page, facebook.com/thenewsjunkie, and they said, this was so much more informative. I wish these two people were running for president. I wish these were our choices. And I said, I don't know if any of them like really came across great, but it was more productive, albeit boring, but more productive. This didn't seem productive, though. We just have to wedge this in here before we go to break. For his birthday yesterday, they literally rolled Jimmy Carter out to an event.
Yeah, where's my little hammer?
Can we just leave Jimmy Carter inside? Can we just...
Probably a better idea.
Do we know that is Jimmy Carter for sure?
Look at this. Look, I mean, can we leave Jimmy Carter inside?
Tell me that he was there for the whole concert.
Look. He's 100 years old.
He's very old. He's very, very old.
I don't know if he's alive right now. Look at him.
We just played a clip yesterday of the lady who turned 100, right?
Yes.
She was talking.
She was talking.
She rode a zip line with an oxygen tank. This is the opposite.
Yeah, look at him on this chair. I don't know if you can see. He's got his mouth wide open. He's not moving at all.
But they had that massive concert still? Was he there? Did they roll him out for it?
He was out with this group of people. I think that might be his nephew. Is that the one that was on Claim to Fame?
His grandson on Claim to Fame.
Was it? Oh. He's not with us, friends. Look. He's looking at the jet only because his head is pointed up to the sky. He's looking, Jesus, keep him inside. What is going on?
And there's his great-great-great-great-great-grandson taking a picture of the airplane.
With an iPhone as big as his face.
It is just, I don't think we need to bring him outside anymore. He is...
well, maybe don't have some paparazzi that are filming from... yards away.
Listen, this might be his last bit of fresh air,
and he's taking it all in, mouth open.
I think
mouth wide open, mouth completely agape.
I think there's nothing wrong with taking him outside. I think that the fact that they're doing it in such a public forum and have all those cameras on him is not a great, final sign off to his legacy.
I'm getting the vibe though that it was private and somebody is like filming in the bushes. That seems very far away.
They zoomed in for sure because at the beginning they were pretty far away and they're like, what's going on with his face?
Yeah.
Zoom. And they brought it right in and he's just completely crypt keeper.
Only American president to make it to triple digits.
Really?
Yeah.
No other president. Wow.
He set a record. He is the longest living American president. I would think that
he's been top of my Deadpool for 5 years now.
It's gonna happen soon. It's just judging by what I'm seeing here. If he makes it to 101, holy cow!
I'm saying,
holy cow!
I think he make it to 103.
If he makes it to 103, what's it going to be like when they roll him out?
What's the record? What's the record for being in hospice? Have we looked that up yet in any of our various Jimmy Carter talks?
Hospice
I don't know.
Stay in U.S. history.
It's got to be a thing, or somebody must be keeping track.
Longest hospital stay in the U.S. No.
Oh, that's going to be somebody.
Stay.
Yeah, that's going to be somebody who's like a vegetable. Excuse me for my language,
hospice.
But it's going to be somebody who is not with it. The hospice stay thing is what's super surprising. I would say for most people, it would have to be under 6 months.
He literally holds the record.
No, does he really?
Yes, he does. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter holds the record for the longest male hospice stay in U.S. history, having been in hospice care for over 19 months.
Oh, God. That's something else. Okay, we have tons of stuff. Lots, like they said during the debate, to talk about today. We'll get a little bit into that when we go through your comments, because I'm sure you have some things to say about the debate. Highlights, lowlights, viral moments, whatever you want to talk about, send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. We're going to swerve in another direction when we come back, because it's Fat Bear Week. And if you don't know what that is, I'll tell you. Plus, there was a real gory start to Fat Bear Week. People forgot the animals are going to animal sometimes. What happened? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tampa Bay Bucks are in Atlanta to face the Falcons this Thursday night. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Congestion starting to clear up on I-4 eastbound approaching State Road 429, but there's still delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are still working on that accident, partially blocking the off-ramp from I-4 eastbound to State Road 408 eastbound, and there's an accident on Bronson Memorial Highway before State Road 429, causing a bit of commotion there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get your home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime. Download the Lowe's app to find what you need today.
Columbus Day weekend, Saturday, October 12th through Monday, October 14th. Visit the Space Coast in Cocoa Beach and support the National Kiddie Foundation's 39th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. Spectators are free, so don't miss out on the fun in the sun at the Westgate Pier. Plus, join us for the Taste of Brevard and silent auction on Sunday, October 13th from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com. That's nkfsurf.com.
Are you receiving letters from the IRS claiming you owe back taxes? Don Jr. here to tell you that every day the IRS is sending out thousands of lien notices to hardworking Americans like yourself. As penalties and interest fees pile up, the IRS gives you no clear path to resolution. Call Tax Network USA and their team of licensed tax professionals can help you solve your tax matters once and for all.
Call Tax Network USA at 1-800-780-8888 or visit tnusa.com.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Is it a cold, allergies, or could it be a sinus issue? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you find out. A recent study has shown that 45% of patients who suffer from allergies also suffer from chronic sinus issues that are often left untreated. So ditch those nasal sprays and over-the-counter meds for good and find a solution that actually works. The specialists at Aspire Allergy and Sinus make it easy by identifying the problem and creating a custom plan to tackle it. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay.
Let's go! Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now. Like the Beatles Now and Then. Celebrating all things Beatles. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio, 104.1.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is
What I want to say is that you, if you listen to the show every day and appreciate it, have an opportunity here to show your appreciation and to show the suits that we have a force behind this show that is not to be trifled with. Do that. Go get the latest merch drop. It's ready for you. You get a shirt, either short sleeve or long sleeve, a magnet for Game of Magnets, and a sticker. You get those all with your purchase at thenewsjunkie.com.
Nice.
And it's a great way to support the show. Love this magnet. If you want to learn more about Game of Magnets, you can go over to thenewsjunkie.com for that right now. Get the shirts while you can. Do your part right now, friend. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Rotten Tomatoes, the website everybody knows. It's the one I use, honestly. And I never know if I'm getting like the legit take here from the audience, folks, because I want that. That's what I want. I do not care about reviewers from newspapers or from movie websites. I care about the people. It's like, honestly, my favorite review site is Amazon. Because if something's on Amazon with 5 stars or close to it and it has 48,000 reviews, I feel like my fellow people, my fellow humans have voted. And they've said that, Sean, this is a good thing. This is a product that is good and you should try this out. And usually it works out when I go to that. But they renamed stuff on Rotten Tomatoes not too long ago. The audience score was renamed to the popcorn meter. And I was worried that they did that because they were changing the algorithm to somehow take some power away from the people. But I think they just rebranded. I think it's the same thing. And I've never seen a split like this. I think they said this is the biggest gap in Rotten Tomatoes history. And it's the new Reagan movie with Dennis Quaid and Jon Voight and Penelope Ann Miller. And the reviewers who watched Reagan gave it an 18%. 66 reviewers gave it an 18%. I think we can all agree. I think the three of us, Sabrina and Celine, could agree. 18, you're going to be a little wary about watching a movie if it's got an 18.
Now, can you click? Good. Can you click the reviews?
This one right here. Yeah, 66
so let's
reviews.
See. And how do they? Excuse me.
Sorry, got
disable those damn ads. Thank you.
There we go.
Can you see? Because I remember seeing this guy break it down on TikTok, and do they allow you to not only put your own score like out of their scoring system and then write the review, or is it like I decided out of 10 stars to give it 5 or out of 5 stars to give it 2? You know,
Yes.
like how do they average that out?
Here's an example of what you're talking about. So this guy is Jeffrey Anderson, who reviewed the movie Reagan from Common Sense Media, and he scored it 2 out of 5. So Rotten Tomatoes has to take that and go, what does that mean in Rotten Tomatoes land? And they have to convert it over, even if it doesn't kind of fit. But some of these reviewers actually do it in the format that they were looking for. I guess if they do a 2 out of 4, then Joe Fryer of the Fort Worth Report will say that that's like a 50%. Fans of Reagan will like it. Fans of history, not so much. This is not an exploration, but a celebration. For that reason, it's undramatic. So all the reviewers seem to hate this thing. Those who are looking for a film about
it at all.
Reagan the man will not find much of that here. Instead, they get a full view of Reagan the politician, on and on. So the reviewers hated this thing. As I said, 66 reviews, 18%. But the audience, over 5,000 people, they don't say 18%. They say 98%. And you got to go, how do you get a gap that big? How does it become so big of a difference? Is it purely political?
These people that said yes to drugs?
Well, look, somebody who goes to see Reagan, who is that person? I think that's probably likely a Republican. I think it's probably somebody
history buff,
maybe likes history, or is maybe possibly a Dennis Quaid fan. He might have his own fans who are going to this.
I like Dennis Quaid.
They're probably going to go in knowing that it will be a positive movie for the Reagan legacy. And then they get what they want. And so they come out and they got 98%, over 5,000 verified listings on there, ratings. And the reviewers go in. Reviewers, people in the media, tend to be the opposite of Reagan politically. They're not going to want a big glow up on him. Just like if you went to Fox News and there was a biopic about Hillary Clinton. I don't think that would be well received by the Fox News folks. But that's a huge split. And I think it shows you how reviewers just have become detached, I think, from what a lot of other people think about stuff, which kind of makes a good argument for Rotten Tomatoes. You have both. You can see what both sides of this coin look like. Let us know what you think. And have you seen a movie where the reviewers said it's just the worst thing in the world? Don't go see this movie. It's 10%. And you watched it and you said, they were wrong.
Really, most comedies, right? Don't we?
Most comedies are low scoring on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely. Except for they'll show, excuse me, Mean Girls is over here. Some standout stuff will actually have a high rating on Rotten Tomatoes because it's a classic. But even that, 66 with the audience.
Showgirls, for example. Cult classic.
Showgirls.
Every time I watch it, it gets even better. But
what would you give it? What would you give it?
I would give it a 98%.
98%. Let's see what the Rotten Tomatoes people gave it. Let's see if they got split on this. 23% on Rotten Tomato for the reviewers, 38% for the audience. Now, that's a difference not nearly as big. Not 98 versus... There's not as big of a split here between the audience and the folks who watch it. When you look up other stuff, let's try this. This one might have a split. Dumb and Dumber. This is a movie where I think the audience might like this, and the reviewers might go, this is cinematic trash. Oh, not as bad as I thought. The reviewers said 68%. The audience said 84%.
Wow.
But Sealand's right. A lot of comedies are low rated on this.
By a thin margin, Dumb and Dumber has a slightly lower tomato meter score than Butt Boy.
Does it really?
Yes.
Look at Butt Boy go.
Butt Boy has a 71% tomato and 70% popcorn.
But the audience, people who listened to the show and heard me talking about the movie Butt Boy, saying it was actually really, really good. Most of them turned against it. They turned their nose up. They turned their nose up at it. And then there's this movie.
Turn their butt up.
I don't think that I'll be watching, but I've seen the previews for. It's called His Three Daughters, and the reviewers love a movie like this. It's just it's about three daughters waiting for their dad to die. And when I saw the preview for this, I said, that might be great. I am not seeing that movie. I don't want to wallow in whatever that is. So what is the movie that you've seen?
Better than Ends With Us.
On Rotten Tomatoes, where the review was so low, like the number was so low, but then you watched it and you said, this is really actually good. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Got to get to the Fat Bear Week thing because this is an incredible story. But we'll take a quick pause. And when we come back, the world decided to tune in. Fat Bear Week is when you gather around the computer, you fire up the Fat Bear webcam, and you watch live as these beautiful bears in Alaska wander out to experience the world and try to get some yummy food. But sometimes the animals are going to animal. And that's what happened on the beginning of Fat Bear Week as people were watching. What went down that shocked everyone? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll recap the vice presidential debate. The Central Florida Zoo drops by for Animal House. We'll talk to our buddy Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. And for trivia, it's tickets to Larry the Cable Guy at Hard Rock Live. Plus, your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. For today, we'll top out around 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Then this afternoon, between 3 and 6 p.m., a 50 to 60% chance for a couple of scattered thunderstorms. I'm not expecting quite as much rain as we had yesterday, and it won't be quite as heavy. However, next week, I'm watching for a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico set to bring copious amounts of rain to Florida. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Early Learning Coalition of Seminole. Every child learns in their own way, and the ELC of Seminole is passionate about sparking meaningful connections. Their school readiness programs support income-eligible families by offering scholarships to programs that foster early learning and development. Get started today at sparkyoungminds.com.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. One way to help protect yourself is updating your passwords. Using the same one for multiple accounts can make you vulnerable to cyber criminals. But for comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. Start a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com/cybersafety.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Sunset Walk Best of Challenge. Tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
West Palm Beach. It's on you today. You are in the spotlight. Let's see you step up and support the show and show the suits that you're out there in force. Go over, get the merch drop at thenewsjunkie.com. It's called Is It Over Yet? It's waiting for you right now. I want to see these magnets on your vehicles in West Palm Beach for Game of Magnets. Step up right now if you listen to the show and you enjoy it. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and grab the latest merch drop now. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Some anonymous emails coming in. This one says, anonymous period. I work for the utility company here in Florida, but we supply all the water to that area of North Carolina as well. As you can guess, all of our stations are overflowing and our pumps are not working. We have pumps and generators coming in from Texas and Florida. They asked us to join a task force to go up there to help. But is there anything I could do to help? Nothing to save, says Anonymous. There's some folks in North Carolina who are really struggling. I talked to an attorney yesterday after the show. I've got this complicated thing going on.
Oh, he's going to sue us, Elaine.
I'm not suing you. I'm not suing Sabrina or Elaine. After my sister passed away, you have to wrap up estates, and my sister did not have a will, and so I need a probate attorney who specializes in stuff at Greenville, South Carolina, and so very complex thing, and this guy was explaining to me what I need to do. Oh, my God. Not to mention the fact that because there was no will, the next of kin are me and my brother. And you probably haven't heard me talk about my brother on the show because we're about as estranged as we could get.
Bet.
So to do things, you have to get somebody to sign off that you can be the executor, and
he has
without
to.
without going into circumstances that's just probably not going to happen. So what happens if that doesn't occur? How do you think
all this because
stuff?
he just won't do it?
Is he available too?
I don't want to get into it.
I'm sorry. I'll ask your brother. You ask my brother stuff. Even.
Of all the things that I blurt out, this is one that I'll just leave alone. Needless to say, it's just not an open conversation in the wake of my parents dying years ago and stuff that happened around that. But anyhow, I bring that up because I talked to this very nice South Carolina attorney.
Yeah,
and first thing he said when he got on the phone was...
It wasn't in Murdoch, was it?
No, it wasn't, thankfully. It wasn't one of them. One of them's in jail, and the other one's indisposed at the moment. But this guy, a very nice guy, he starts explaining this complex situation to me, and he goes, man, the woman who recommended me to you lives next door to me. And he goes, her house got wrecked by this Hurricane Helene. And he said, but we didn't get it anywhere near as bad as these folks in North Carolina got it. And he started talking about some people that he knew in North Carolina and what their houses looked like and how everything was just upended for them. So, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that got crushed by that storm. And I'm not going to vet the charities for you, but just start doing the legwork and help out if you can, if you want to. This person wants to be anonymous as well, so we'll do that. The tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Hello, News Junkie, longtime listener, etc., etc. I want to be clear, I do not have any personal relation to the defendant, but I have been heavily involved in this case through a third party. And it says Allie Spice incident in Volusia County. Is this on your radar, either one of you? Allie
I'm not
Spice?
familiar.
Bring this up, Celine, if we can give just an overview of what's happening, because this is an anonymous report on this. I believe it was a famous TikToker or something who was involved in something, but let me know. Allie Spice. It says, this occurred in the DeLand area, so I thought you might find some interest in this. In December of 2022, a drunk driver who recently pled guilty to driving into oncoming traffic with his lights off, killing 3 and severely injuring the driver. One of these victims you might know as she was a famous TikTok star, Allie Spice. So I guess the guy who turned his lights off and drove into traffic ran into this Allie Spice TikToker. As court wrapped up yesterday, it was confirmed the driver of the 3 victims was not drunk, not under the influence, but was going 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. Because of his excessive speed, he's being charged with the same charges as the drunk driver and was convicted of all charges on Monday. He's a 25-year-old kid looking at life in prison for getting hit by a drunk driver. I thought I would bring this to you in hopes maybe you could bring
That's
some more attention to this. How is this fair? How is this just? I typically support our legal and justice system, but there are things like this that really make me mad at our government. Love the show. Keep it up, and thank you for everything you do. So to reiterate Anonymous's complaint here, it's that the driver of this car, which had a TikTok star in it, was going 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. And the person that purposely went into oncoming traffic and rammed into them, killing some people in the car, that person got charged, but so did the driver. And because the driver of the car that got hit was going 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, they were charged as if it was equivalent to a DUI. And
well, they're a victim.
Yeah, I've not heard anything like this before.
It said Devin Perkins, 24 years old of New Smyrna Beach, was the driver of Infinity when it collided with a pickup traveling the wrong way on State Road 44. That pickup was driven by somebody else, this person, Thomas Petrie of Orange City.
Okay.
And he was the person that had left an establishment where he had been drinking before the crash. He was traveling westbound in the eastbound lanes of State Road 44, east of Interstate 4, after leaving the bar.
Yeah.
So, but it says that Perkins, who was the guy that got hit, was driving 100 miles an hour just before the crash, which I think gets you reckless at least, or it can. According to prosecutors, blood tests show that Perkins had a blood alcohol content of 0.028, below the 0.08 level at which a person is legally considered intoxicated. However, we've heard of people getting DUIs that are below 0.08.
True, yes. It's not very common.
When they're victims of the crash, like, had that person not crashed into them, they would have been on their merry way.
I guess what matters is this. Are they assigning blame in this accident to the person who intentionally drove into traffic, which seems like it obviously would be the case, or are they splitting blame? I don't know. This guy seems like a victim to me, whether he was speeding or not.
Well, it says that he was driving, did you say 20 miles an hour over the speed limit?
That's what the anonymous email said, yeah.
Okay, that makes the speed limit 80, which I don't know too many roads in Florida where the speed limit is 80. That means he was driving more than 20 miles an hour over. So he was driving at a reckless speed. He had some blood alcohol content, not legally intoxicated, but enough that I've seen other people get DUIs for it. And they might be arguing, they might be splitting the blame, because you might be inferring that had Devin Perkins been driving at a safe speed, he could have seen the person driving into oncoming traffic.
But then there would have been another victim, would it not be?
It might be, but he might have been able to see it at a more safe distance and move out of the way. I don't know. I don't know that you could legally put that on him to do.
Well, life in prison.
That's a lot. I think somebody needs a better lawyer.
Yeah. But put that on the Mo list. That's a very interesting question, and it doesn't seem fair to me either. But I'd love to know what you think. So let us know. Send us a dispatch. Is this person the victim, or are they also responsible given what we've discussed here? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. Fat Bear Week is officially on. It's happening. We tuned into Fat Bear Summer one time where we watched the bears get the salmon.
That is correct.
And it's a live stream. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Big old fat chunky bears out there.
Getting their salmon.
Gobbling up. Oh, they're eating so much. And it's fun to watch them grab them out of the air and struggle over them.
They don't grab them. They pierce them with their claws.
With the claws are intense on these bears. But bears are going to bear. Animals are going to animal. And right now, they're starting Fat Bear Week, and voting is scheduled to start at Katmai National Park and Preserve's annual Fat Bear Week. The AP reports the 10th annual Chunk Off, which lets fans pick which bear in that part of the Alaskan Peninsula is the plumpest after a season of chowing down for the winter, will indeed open up to voters this week. But on Monday, when this year's contestants were set to be unveiled, the segment had to be delayed because there was a mother bear who was wandering around within the shot. And all of these people who were watching the webcam live said, "What's going on here? What's wrong with the mother bear?" And this big old male bear, Bear 469, comes over to the mother bear and starts ripping it to shreds.
and
live murder
murders the mother bear live on the webcam and drags her body ashore. And these horrified people who are watching.
Something that typically happens?
I guess beartricide is a thing where from time to time they go after each other, and they watch this male bear 469 kill bear 402, and then people get very shocked when they see naturing. It always brings me back to was it an eagle cam or some kind of bird cam, where they had the nest of this bird and the whole world was tuning in and watching. And then something snuck up, another bird or something got into the nest and started murdering all the babies live. As everybody's watching the live stream, they can't do anything. They're physically separated from the scene, and they're going, oh my God, the humanity. What's happening here? Let us know what you think. Nature is going to nature sometimes. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. When we come back, we'll talk about the port strike. It's underway. We got some interesting characters that are wandering into the port strike, including the guy who's at the head of this whole thing, the union boss. He's
the guy with the white beard or goatee style thing.
Yes, he does. I believe. Let me pick. Yeah, he has a white goatee. This guy.
He's a passionate man.
He's become sort of a central, a focal point of this debate. And this port strike may very, very soon start having an impact on your life. So we got to see who's involved in this and what they're saying. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident causing heavy delays on Orange Blossom Trail northbound at Oak Ridge Road. The off-ramp is still blocked from I-4 eastbound to State Road 408 eastbound, and there's an earlier accident still causing a bit of commotion here on Bronson Memorial Highway eastbound at State Road 429. Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, traffic is slowing down between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa handcrafted beverages are just $3 or $4. From iced lattes to smoothies to a late-night milkshake. Get any handcrafted 16 or 24-ounce beverage for just $3 or $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
Do you already have a mortgage quote, and are you wondering if it's any good? Well, compare your quote today by going to thatmortgageguy.com. It's so easy. A recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So don't be a slacker. Get on top of it. Get ahead of the game, as a matter of fact, and work with that mortgage guy, Don, because he can help. It's so easy to compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Go to the website, hit the button that says compare, and upload your quote. That mortgage guy, Don, will tell you if it's any good, and if it's not, he'll help you find the best deal. Simple as that. Work with an expert that you can trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
This season on the new podcast, Rip Current, the story of the only two women who tried to assassinate an American president.
A woman fired a shot at President Ford in San Francisco this afternoon.
One was a protege of Charles Manson.
26-year-old Lynette Fromm, nicknamed Squeaky.
The other, a middle-aged housewife undercover for the FBI.
Identified by police as Sarah Jean Moore.
Listen to Rip Current on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Rip Current and start listening.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Are you receiving letters from the IRS claiming you owe back taxes? Don Jr. here to tell you that every day the IRS is sending out thousands of lien notices to hardworking Americans like yourself. As penalties and interest fees pile up, the IRS gives you no clear path to resolution. Call Tax Network USA and their team of licensed tax professionals can help you solve your tax matters once and for all.
Call Tax Network USA at 1-800-780-8888 or visit tnusa.com.
These days, everything in Orlando costs more. But a single line at Verizon doesn't. Get one line for as low as $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while coffee is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. And dinner for two has gotten pricey. Verizon, less pricey. Kissimmee rent, that's not coming down. But Verizon, down. One line for just $50 a month. That designer Golden Doodle, so much more. But Verizon, a fair bit less. Even a good old tried and true hamburger will cost you more. But with Verizon, the same tried and true service is now just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Point is, in a world that is always costing more, you can get more for less right now at an Orlando Verizon store. $15 promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Get ready for fall road trips with Pep Boys. Shop and save on newly reduced prices on hundreds of tires. Save up to $420 instantly on select Cooper tires. That's up to $300 in savings with buy three, get the fourth free, plus $120 in savings with free installation. Don't miss this chance to save big. Buy three, get the fourth free, plus free installation on select Cooper tires. Ends 10/20/24. Tire discount equals the retail price of one tire in a purchase set, excluding taxes. Terms and exclusions apply. Visit pepboys.com for details.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the...
We got Fritz on the Street on the way. It's not too far off, and we hope you'll play along with us. And we also are looking for you and your support. Our latest merch drop is up. I think you'll like it, and you could be featured on this shirt. Your name could be featured on the shirt. We haven't released any of those names yet. We will be doing that soon. But if you want to be part of this and get your name on one of our shirts, go and get yours now at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's talk about robots for just a moment here, if we can, because something that's going unsaid, and I'm going to say the unsaid thing, is right now, I think people are more scared than ever before of robots. I think more so than ever before in history, people are scared of robots.
You are scared of robots.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I've long been on board with the robot uprising fears and different issues that I think we are going to face at the hands of robots. But I think people are coming on board, C-Lane. And I think that they are suggesting that this is indeed a problem.
I don't know.
In fact,
my police officer friend posted on Instagram yesterday or today, they just got a robot dog.
Oh, they got one of those dogs?
I saw some robot dog kick a massive boulder down a mountain on the internet the other day. I was like, that little thing's so strong.
There is a lot to be worried about when it comes to robots. And no one is talking about this, but all the recent labor strikes are about robots. You had the Hollywood strike not that long ago, and that was about the use of AI in Hollywood productions. That was one of the sticking points on that. Now you have these port workers that are striking. I'll tell you why this matters for you in a second. But they're mad because there's been some robots that have been replacing them at these ports. And they don't want any robots in there. They're fighting against the robots.
They're making almost $200,000 a year, so it's time to start buying the robots, man.
That's the problem we got here. These people, I think they start out around $80,000 a year, these port workers generally. They, on average, make up to make around $150,000, and they top out in the position at about $200,000. That's well paid.
But there's a lot of work to it.
Yes, it's a physical labor job, but there's a lot of work to mowing lawns too, and the landscaping guys aren't making $200,000 a year. There's a lot of physically intensive jobs that do not pay as much as these dock workers get, and they've had pretty strong labor representation for a long time. But now they're expensive. Hard to keep these folks working as much as they want them to, and so the ports are replacing the workers with robots. And all these workers go, whoa, this is not what we like. We don't want this. Now, these port workers reportedly were offered a 50% wage increase, and they said, no, we want a 77% wage increase. The 50% wasn't good enough. And now somebody has been sort of at the center of all this, the union president, who's this guy with this white goatee, who's been out at a lot of these events. This dude makes like $1 million a year, this union president guy. He's wearing sunglasses that cost a couple grand at this event he's at. And he's the spokesperson for these union workers, like the drones who are working for, and I don't mean that in a demeaning way, working for these folks on the Gulf Coast, the East Coast, all these different dock workers. Here he is.
They had the capital to settle this thing.
Are you worried that this strike is going to hurt the everyday American, the farmers that need to reach the export market? They're telling me that they're going to hurt through all of this.
Now you start to realize who the longshoremen are, right?
Nobody cares.
People never gave a about us until now, when they finally realized that the chain is being broke now. Cars won't come in. Food won't come in. Clothing won't come in. You know how many people depend on our jobs? Half the world. And it's time for them and time for Washington to put so much pressure on them to take care of us, because we took care of them, and we're here 135 years and brought them where they are today, and they don't want to share.
Loud noises from
Did
this
somebody
guy
that was in the nearby crowd say nobody cares about the longshoremen?
I don't know. There was somebody screaming in the background.
I don't think
hear
it
that.
didn't seem like a scream. It just seemed like he was like, "We are the longshoremen," and somebody's like, "Nobody cares about the longshoremen."
This guy is saying your food ain't going to make it to you. Your cars aren't going to make it in. We're going to stop all the work, and we're going to grind the economy to a halt because we want a 77% increase in our paychecks.
And that is coming from whom? Like, who is this strike against? Who makes this decision? And how much money are they making?
The Port Workers Union is what is behind this. And the Port Workers Union comprises of all of the workers, or the majority of the workers, who work at companies on the East Coast or any place where there's a port. You know, those folks are part of this larger union, and their representation, this dude, is out there fighting for him, which is what he's supposed to do. I don't know if I'd be doing it with very expensive glasses on that doesn't make you look like a good representative for the everyday working man.
Say goodbye to your food. Say goodbye to your cars. They're going to know exactly who we are.
You're screaming at the regular folks who are just like, we're getting squished by inflation. Groceries are expensive. And now this guy with a gray goatee is telling me that it's going to be worse unless they get a raise. I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't either. I mean, obviously they got some information from the higher-ups who have not stepped a foot on a dock in all of these years.
Yeah.
I imagine.
I don't know this guy's background. Maybe he was a dock worker, but he's the chief negotiator, Harold Daggett. That's the guy who's screaming. And there's 47,000 dock workers who are part of this group, the International Longshoremen's Association. They've stopped unloading all these containers. So you don't feel it yet, but you will if they keep going. What do they want? The union is digging in its heels for a pay bump. They want 77% wage increases over 6 years. And the core rift between the workers and the ports is, as I said, robots, automation. They are gung-ho on full automation. They want cranes, trucks, everything to be robots so the workers aren't needed any longer. They said it's dangerous, chaotic, and physically taxing. We should put robots here. And they said, no, we like these jobs. According to a report financed by West Coast dock workers, automation has eliminated 572 jobs, or 5% of the workforce, in 2020 and 2021. Another study done by UC Berkeley, this is from Morning Brew, not a political outlet, UC Berkeley study commissioned by port operators found that between 2015 and 2023, paid hours for port union members went up more than 11%. On average, dock workers make over $150,000 a year, says the Morning Brew. So the average American, if they start to get squeezed here, is probably not going to say, the fighting for the workers. Let's make them po' boys. Let's get them all fat and happy since they can't work and they're all on strike because they're not being fairly treated here. And the port companies are going to go, we got to pay you more and more and more. Of course, we're going to replace some of you with robots. I don't even know if it's possible to win this war. Like, is it possible to stop robots from taking over almost all of our jobs? AI, actual robots. Somebody tagged me in something. It is possible.
It's whoever's given the green light for them to replace it.
Are those people going to stop?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
It's greedy.
No, it's just not going to happen. They think that workers are unreliable. Workers are expensive. Robots are reliable. And while expensive, less expensive over the course of time. You don't have to pay for health insurance.
Yeah.
For robots. And they're predictable as humans aren't. And so every place that can, somebody sent me or tagged me in this video. It was an Amazon facility, and it was a worker on this high-rise portion of the facility recording with their phone, and there were no humans on the floor. There were robots that were picking up things, moving them, and other robots were taking the things and putting them on different pieces of machinery, and then other robots would take. They're all robots. It was like an entire factory with 4 human beings left. And I don't know if this fight is winnable. I think we have to figure out, what do we do?
I understand their frustration.
I understand people's frustration being replaced by robots. Yes, absolutely. I don't really understand the frustration with their compensation, because $150,000 for a dock job, what do I know? Seems fair to me. But maybe it's so much more complicated.
Is it a
than
living wage there? I mean,
I don't know. I'd love to hear from some of these people, dock workers who are striking right now.
I'm sure this guy will talk to you.
He'll scream at me.
Right here? Yeah.
I'm scared of him. I don't know what he's going to do.
What is his name? Daggett?
Daggett. Yeah. He's Harold Daggett, and he's the representative. But I also wanted to make mention, there was a scene yesterday, I believe, where one of these dock worker strikes, they were doing their little picket line. Everybody had the signs, no work without a fair contract, and going around picketing. And some guy drives up in his truck. He doesn't know what's going on. God, you might be able to find the story about this, C-Lane, because I'm just winging it here. And the guy, look up port worker strike attacked. The guy pulls up in his vehicle and gets close to the strikers. And I don't know if they thought he was a scab.
In Baltimore?
Yeah, that's it.
Port worker strike turns violent.
Yeah. I don't think they thought he was a scab and he was crossing the strike lines, and they beat the crap out of him.
Okay, well, that's not looking good for your cause, guys.
They bloodied this guy. I'll see if I can find it. Hold on.
The port worker strike turned violent in Baltimore Tuesday, hours after the contract between the ports and about 45,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association expired at midnight. There was confusion and anger as picketers allegedly tried to stop trucks from entering the complex. Fox 5's Melanie Alnwick spoke with Robin, a trash hauler, who told her he had been attacked by some of the workers overnight. I come here for 7 years. I pulled the trash debris out of here for the Port of Baltimore. The officer told me to come back and go in there and get out of my way. They attacked me, broke the windshield, and lacerated my face.
Okay, I got the interview with this guy. You see the port workers here in Baltimore where this is all going down, and they said this guy drove up to them and they just attacked him. Here he is. Look,
I come here for 7 years. I pull the trash and the debris out of here for the Port of Baltimore.
He's doing this interview with blood just running down his face from right by his eyeball. He's bleeding everywhere because these dudes attacked him.
The officer told me to come back and go in there to get out of my way, and they attacked me and broke the windshield and lacerated my face.
What?
Look at it.
Look at it, he says.
Look at it.
He's just bleeding all over the place during this interview. So I don't know how I feel about this. I'd like to hear from you, especially if you're a dock worker listening to the show today. Dispatch is wide open for you at thenewsjunkie.com. Jacob on YouTube says, I understand being a dock worker can be dangerous and out in the elements, but they knew what they signed up for. I agree to have no automation. So they're fighting for no automation and these major pay increases. And I want to see how everybody feels about that. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, I want to share a story with you about parenting. Parenting done right or wrong. It depends on how you look at this one. And it all started at a 7-Eleven. Details on what went down, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
Monsters in the morning.
Did you ever make a joke at TSA?
No.
I did it one time. They were laughing their ass off. I was going through, and I said, hey, I've got lederhosen, and it makes my nipples chafe. And man, they were laughing. I mean, couldn't stop laughing. They thought that was the funniest thing I ever heard in their life.
You're a douche.
The Monsters in the morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is starting to slow down at the intersection where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. There's off-ramp backup from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. There's a couple earlier accidents to keep an eye out for still here on Orange Blossom Trail northbound at Oak Ridge Road. There's still congestion there, and authorities are working on an accident on Bronson Memorial Highway eastbound before State Road 429. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
This
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. When looking for an attorney, I would choose experience. Do they care? Will they pick up your phones? I'd avoid the guy who sounds like this when he picks up.
I'd do anything for you. I got plastic wrap, I got a shovel in my trunk, and I got a boat at the marina. Thanks to this mofo.
If you want to hire a law firm who's willing to work this hard just to do a commercial, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Offices, Orlando.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Another month, another high utility bill. You know, those old windows and doors might be the culprit letting valuable energy escape, and money too. Upgrade them with Renewal by Andersen. At Renewal by Andersen, their energy-efficient windows and doors have the latest advanced technology, keeping your home comfortable year-round, helping reduce your energy costs and make your home more eco-friendly too. Here's what Robert had to say just 3 days ago. Our experience with every employee of Renewal by Andersen was exceptional. The windows that were installed are better than expected. A big thank you. For the month of October, Renewal by Andersen is offering buy 4 windows and or patio doors, get the 5th one free. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Some restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for all the details. Again, that's bestwindowsflorida.com. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Is it a cold, allergies, or could it be a sinus issue? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you find out. A recent study has shown that 45% of patients who suffer from allergies also suffer from chronic sinus issues that are often left untreated. So ditch those nasal sprays and over-the-counter meds for good and find a solution that actually works. The specialists at Aspire Allergy and Sinus make it easy by identifying the problem and creating a custom plan to tackle it. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
For 36 years, I've dedicated my life to law enforcement. With time, I've gained invaluable experience. And with that experience, a strong desire to evolve. I've worked to transform our sheriff's department, ensuring we have the latest technology to protect our community and maintain our commitment to our youth. Being a proven leader means embracing change, because with growth and innovation, we can achieve remarkable results and build a safer community for everyone. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
Oh, what a goal! Alpha Santos with a certified banger!
Orlando City's back at home at Internco Stadium for a midweek matchup as your Lions take on Philadelphia on Wednesday, October 2nd at 7:30 p.m., presented by Acceptance Insurance. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60, airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app. Are you paying too much for your car insurance? Visit acceptanceinsurance.com. One visit to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance, and they have offices in your neighborhood. Visit acceptanceinsurance.com and see how much you could save. Restrictions apply based on a Q1 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switch. License number L012994.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one. If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search The Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
Make sure that you're with us because, 30 minutes from now, it's time for Fritz on the Street. And we will be battling it out back and forth and seeing who the victor is this week in Fritz on the Street. And one of you wins along with us. So stick with us. That plus the next episode up next on the show. And I want to tell you about some parents here. I want to tell you a little bit about some parents. C-Lane is a new dad. Well, I don't even know if you could say new dad anymore. You've been a dad for, I guess you're still a new dad.
Less than a year, man.
Yeah,
That's a new dad to me.
It's not
Some
shiny new.
radio stations will call themselves the brand new for like 5 years. So,
well, under that logic, then he's definitely a very new father because Jackson's just creeping up on a year
Jackson's new
old.
number one for dad.
How's he been these days? How's Jackson doing?
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
We're
starting to get into conspiracy theories, which is strange.
That doesn't surprise me. No.
We're getting ready to obviously go on this trip to Napa. Not this weekend, but next weekend, and it's the farthest we'll have ever been away from the boy.
How do you feel about that?
Ashley's starting to panic a little bit. I'm a little worried, but I'm also kind of like, we are 7 hours away. If S hits the fan,
nothing you can do.
What are we gonna? It's not like we can calm the kid down over the phone. I don't even think he understands the phone thing yet.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that it takes pictures.
But that's good parenting, too. You're worried about things. And we'll get into the story about what I think is good parenting. I don't know if everybody's going to agree with me, but we'll get into that story in just a moment here. But I told you, I think, a long time ago, and if I didn't, you'll maybe hear the story and react in some way, C-Lane. But I was at Lizzie's. You know the bar Lizzie's we used to go to from time to time.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Lizzie's. We used to go
I was
there.
wearing their shirt yesterday.
And there was a couple next to us at the bar. And Courtney and I are sitting there as this couple is next to us. And they are looking at their phone the whole time. And you do that thing where you go, Jesus, get off your phone for a second. Enjoy yourself. And they can't help themselves. They're 2 drinks in. And they go, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, okay, we're doing good. How are you? Well, we're new parents. And this is our first time ever going out without the baby. And so they were watching the baby on camera at the house and looking at photos of the baby. And I go, you guys, this is your first time being away from the baby. Enjoy yourself.
The first time Ashley and I went out for like a happy hour without the baby, we went to Santiago's and we sat at the bar, and across the bar there was a baby. And, of course, Ashley's like, oh, I missed the baby. And look at baby pictures. But anyway, the thing about the Napa trip is, like, today, Ashley emails me, which is very rare.
Hello, Christopher.
And but
as per our last email,
she has attached a document called Jackson 101, which is basically giving, like, a not so, a short enough rundown on how to look after the baby.
How to keep Jackson alive?
Yeah.
Here's what you do. Follow these simple...
More how to keep him happy than alive.
How to keep Jackson happy.
Copies?
Just 5 simple steps. It's like a rundown on keeping the kid good to go. So you're a little wary about that, as most parents, I think, would be in your spot. But I like to hear from everybody, and that includes you, C-Lane, you, Sabrina, and everybody in chat, and everybody in dispatching, and you, too, what you think about this. Now, there was a robbery at a 7-Eleven in Los Angeles that started all of this.
A baby did it?
It wasn't a baby, but it was somebody's kid. And I hate when they do this, but the story from KTLA calls it a flash mob style robbery.
Oh,
I hate when they put
dance.
flash mob. Flash mobs are fun. Flash mobs are public dances or other things that are like performance art. This is not a flash mob. It's a mass gang robbery or a mass robbery. This happened at 7-Eleven locations in Los Angeles as parents of some of the youthful male perpetrators, young men responsible for this, they spotted their kids in surveillance footage released by the Los Angeles Police Department. There were 14 separate robberies across 10 stores, 10 7-Elevens. In each instance, the crew rolled up to the stores on bicycles during evening hours and stole items, damaged property, and left without paying. The group usually contained between 20 and 40 youthful males, youths, who appeared to be teenagers. And they said some of the parents were watching the footage and they turned in their kids to the police. And I said, to me, I think that's good parenting. I think that's good parenting. But if you turned on the television, C-Lane, and you see little teenage Jackson running into a 7-Eleven with his friends on bikes.
Youthful male friends.
He's got his youthful male friends with him, and they're ransacking the place, knocking over the hostess stand and stealing a whole bunch of stuff. Do you have a personal talk with Jackson and punish him privately? Or do you do what these parents did, which was turn the kid into the police?
I feel like this is not their sons or daughters or youthful friends' first offense.
You think they're fed up?
I think the first time I may be like, hey, listen, we need to talk about this. Also, give me anything that you enjoy right now. Just keys to the car, your phone, any sort of money that you have, or like debit cards, taking that away. Anything that is going to make your life better, I'm going to take it away.
Right. Punishments are important, I think. And
if it continues, calling the cops.
Yeah, the kids who go unpunished are the worst kids. When you see kids who behave in these antisocial ways, who are doing all of this stuff, almost all the time, it's a single-parent household. Almost all the time, it is a kid who's not, there's not enough people watching him, and there's not, it's usually a boy, that's why I'm saying him, and there's not enough punishments going on.
Well, that's what I say about criminals. Like, the scariest person is the person who does not fear consequence.
Exactly, yeah. Because
sociopath.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen with kids who do this stuff. But I do think if a parent just punished the kid, you could still be a good parent without turning your kids into the cops. But that's the next step. That's another level. I think C-Lane could be right here. This might be a parent who goes, oh, my God, I can't do it anymore. This is the 5th time this has happened. You know what? I'm calling the cops on you. I'm turning you into the police. What do you think? That's the question. Bring your way over to thenewsjunkie.com. That's the website. And you can send us what we call dispatches. Do a video dispatch so we can hang out with you while you record it. I'd love to see some video dispatches coming in today. That's important. And you can also send audio dispatches if you want to be a little more private, or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Regardless, your feedback is important and you are part of the show. So go do that right now at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, over to chat. Simply Jeremy says, I don't date at all now, but one of my qualifications was no young kids and tubes tied. I ain't having no more children. I've raised mine. LOL. I had a few women show interest, but once I found out they had kids, I was like, nope. LOL. That's your deal, man. I remember the reception of that when there was a season of The Bachelorette. Remember that dumbass season where they picked 2 people to be the Bachelorette?
Yeah.
Somebody behind the scenes decided that would be a smart idea. And one of them is dating this guy, and he keeps talking about his daughter and how he loves her so much, and he's so happy. And the Bachelorette goes, hey, I'm letting you go. I'm sending you home to be with your daughter. I'm not ready to step into any sort of parental role. I don't want to be with somebody with kids right now.
I thought this was the Golden Bachelor, and that's this new lady.
She might have said, no, she left to be with her kid to help him out. Yeah, okay. She left Gary's season, old Kermit the Gary, his season, because she wanted to go help out her kid that was in trouble. This was one of the Bachelorette ladies saying, I don't want to be with you right now because you have kids. And people got upset. And I thought, well, why? Aren't you allowed to have things you want and you don't want in relationships? Aren't you allowed to have boundaries that you'd like to set? Aren't you allowed to say, this is what is a good partner for me, and somebody with kids is not a good fit for me? But people just want everybody to pretend. They want you to go, just like pretend to follow.
How dare you?
That this person who's a single parent is, you can't look at them any differently than you do any other person. I know when I was dating people, and keep in mind, I was like 19 and I'd be dating somebody and I had to go, hey, just so you know, I have a son.
I am potent.
And my son, his name is Dylan, yada, yada, yada. Here's the story.
I can't imagine being 19 and dating someone that's like, by the way, you want to be a stepmom?
That's a lot.
It's
a lot. People don't want that.
Did Dylan, growing up, meet a lot of dad's girlfriends, or was it only like you had to be dating a certain amount of time, or you cross a certain threshold?
No, only the girl that I dated before I moved here, who I was with for 6 years or something. Then the previous person that I was with, who I was with for a while, maybe 5-6 years, I don't know. And then Courtney, he's met. Only those 3 people, I think. I might be wrong about that.
One of those has a lookalike on Hell's Kitchen right now.
Okay.
Oh, no. Well, I'm not
Guess
watching
we're not
either
watching
way. Well, no, take that off the DVR. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Hell's Kitchen. Crazy similarities that we'll break down. That was a joke. We're not going to talk about Hell's Kitchen. This weekend, this will not work out for you. James Blunt says if his album goes #1, he's going to change his name. Good news to whomever this relates to, but Bart shall be strangled once again. Plus, we bid a doogie to the Oogie Boogie Man. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, today will top out around 90 degrees. There will be a 60% chance for some scattered thunderstorms this afternoon, peaking about 5 p.m., but an overall lower rain chance than yesterday and not as much rain. Just a couple of spots getting kind of soaking, not like yesterday when we had that flash flooding across parts of the area. In the tropics, I'm continuing to monitor a disturbance. Next week, they could bring copious amounts of rain to Florida. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sunset Walk presents the Best of Challenge Taco Edition, Saturday, October 5th at the Promenade. Join me and the cast of The Jim Colbert Show as we host the Best of Challenge. 11 venues competing to be crowned the best taco of Sunset Walk. Participants include BurgerFi, Cowboy Chicken, Ford's Garage, and Island H2O Water Park. VIP tasting tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com. Spectators and parking are free. Plus, DJ Scotty B, Society Band, and more. The Best of Challenge Taco Edition, Saturday, October 5th at Sunset Walk.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with SafeTouch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Wendy's breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. The 5 Ps can be applied to almost every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago, when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the
Newsjunkie.com, West Palm Beach today. It's on you. I want to see your name all over those labels when we're shipping these shirts out next week. So bring yourself over to thenewsjunkie.com. It's super easy for you. I don't know where the West Palm... I always lose the West Palm one, don't I? There we go, West Palm. We want you on board. Now's the time to do it. Go support the show at thenewsjunkie.com. The next episode coming up in just a moment. Also, know that you can at any point in time join us with your thoughts. If you're too scared to send a dispatch, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Just put anonymous on top if you do want to stay anonymous. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Boop, 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 boop.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Dawn. ThatMortgageGuyDawn.com and the Home Loans Radio Show. Whether you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you're looking into a reverse mortgage, some HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, expanding your business, everything in between. Work with an expert and a friend that you could trust, someone that takes care of your family, or maybe just you, by going to thatmortgaguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgaguydawn.com.
Hello, Fritz. You're on.
Hello.
Thank you.
There he is. Fritz is with us today, friends.
It was a mere 32 years ago, 1992. This film was released.
Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks is right. Starring whom?
Emilio Estevez.
That's right.
2 points for
The
C-Lane.
Mighty Ducker himself.
But for 2 points, what was his job role?
Coach?
No.
Lawyer.
I mean, it was a lawyer. C-Lane, you're
Was
on
he?
fire. But he was sentenced to coach the hockey team as community service.
He worked for Mr. Ducksworth. Quack, 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 quack. Mr. Ducksworth.
Damn.
Wow. Big fan of the movie, it seems.
He knows a lot about the Mighty Ducks.
He's got a Mighty Ducks tattoo on his butt.
Yeah. And you're about to learn a little bit more about the Mighty Ducks.
And my butt.
And your butt. Joshua Jackson wasn't the first choice, did you know? It was
no?
originally given to either Jake Gyllenhaal or Leo DiCaprio, both considered for that
What?
role of Charlie Conway. Hockey skills not required to be part of the Mighty Ducks movie. Many actors lied about knowing how to play hockey and had to be trained for the film once they got the
Posers.
role. They say the cake eater insult. The movie popularized this term, which originated from Edina, Minnesota. How about that?
Yeah, I never really got the whole cake eater thing.
Yeah, because you're a cake
Wasn't
eater.
Juicy Smollett in there?
Was he? Mm-hmm. I watched the
In
movie
the Mighty
maybe one
Ducks?
time. That was about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might not have been in until D2, but Juicy Smollett was a Mighty Ducker.
It was also supposed to be a lot darker of a movie. The movie initially was supposed to have Gordon Bombay seeking revenge on his old coach before Disney said, let's tone it down, and made it super cute. And finally, of the very exciting facts you might have not known about, I'm reading the rest, and they're actually not unique at all.
Right.
They inspired the animated series. How about that?
I don't even think I saw the animated series, but I did see the movie.
I saw the
remember
reboot,
that.
the live-action reboot that they did on Disney Plus, where they brought
And?
back Emilio. I liked it.
And then that one guy who was probably going to be brought back if he wasn't in jail and then got super sober and super skinny.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
This is a film that I know, Sean, you're going to say hot take, but you've already said this take, so I don't know how hot it is. Maybe lukewarm. But we have lost somebody from one of my favorite films, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
Who is
yeah, who
now
died?
Jack Skellington?
It was actually the guy who was the voice of the Oogie Boogie Man.
Oh, the ghost.
Ken Page is his name, and now he is, he's dead. He died at the age of 70 years old. News of Page's passing first reported by several of his close friends, including the Late Show director Dorian Hanaway.
Now, I don't have a big problem with The Nightmare Before Christmas. My only issue is I don't know why Tim Burton's name is on it. That's the thing that I take issue with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Probably wouldn't
It's
have
not
been
my-
watched as much.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why they did it. But he didn't do anything.
Was it his story?
I don't even know if he had a part in the story. They literally tacked it on because he was a draw and he was supposed to be more involved, but I think he was making another movie at the time.
Well, speaking of involvement, this Ken Page, who was the voice of the Oogie Boogie Man, he also found himself on Broadway, where he was notably portraying old Deuteronomy in the original production of Cats.
All right.
Without the BHs, and he was the lion in the production of The Wiz.
Wow.
Yeah. He also starred as Nicely Johnson in the Broadway revival of Guys and Dolls. So I'm going to be honest here. That is 2 of 3 plays that I was involved in high school. So
There
we
you
have
go.
a little connection. Actually, middle school as well.
What's the Oogie Boogie guy sound like? Do you know? Is it just like,
it was-
"Ooh"? It's just a generic ghost.
It's like, this is him singing. It's the trap remix, though.
Oh, that voice is familiar.
He kind of sounds a little bit like Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
He does, Fritz. You're
Little bit.
right. Yeah.
Oh, now he's screaming in heaven, everybody.
As a ghost.
Speaking of losing some voices, we're also losing some songs. Hundreds of popular music videos have been removed from YouTube in the U.S., all because of an ongoing copyright dispute.
No.
See ya.
R.I.P.
Now play each one of them.
I will. Affected several artists. That's Nirvana, Adele, Green Day, Mariah Carey, Kendrick Lamar, REM, to name a few. However, only select songs were blocked. And if you happen upon them, the message, this video contains content from SECAC, CSAC, and not available in your country.
Oh, boy.
So we bid adieu to all of the songs that were popular by the artists that I named.
CSAC, I believe, is the Canadian performing rights organization.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that who Deez is in charge of?
Deez who?
Deez nuts.
You fell right into it, Fritz.
I was playing.
And he wasn't. That is what a good partner is all about. Ping pong, baby. And The Simpsons would not be the same if it wasn't for Homer trying to murder Bart via strangulation.
That old chestnut.
And here's the deal. All right. At one point, it was announced, I guess, before this latest season that was just premiered, that they were going to stop the strangulation of Bart via Homer. And then they said, we've made a mistake by slapping their mic by accident. So they're going to bring it back, baby.
This is a strange, unexpected move.
They also, what was strange is they did a series finale for the season premiere, which was cute.
I heard about this. They acted like The Simpsons was over during an episode, right?
Yeah, but it's back and will stay here forever. In an episode that aired last November, a character noted that Homer's firm handshake, to which he responded, "See, Marge, strangling the boy paid off." And he follows up by saying, "Just kidding, I don't do that anymore. Times have changed." And everyone was like, "What? You're not going to strangle Bart anymore?" But now the showrunners have said, we're going to bring it back. It was a mistake. The gag is returning. And for the haters who disagree, Matt says, "Why, you little?" And then he strangles
You know
again.
what? I'm legitimately surprised that they are going to do that, because I thought it was kind of dopey at the time. It seemed like a weird thing, but normally when you make a change like that, you do not reverse course. And
reverse.
And I wonder if they are like, the ratings are down a little bit. Bring the choking back.
I think they're just trying to do anything at this point.
Maybe, yeah.
Speaking of people trying to do anything, I think this is a bad idea, James, but he's announced it anyways.
James Blunt?
James Blunt is right, and he's making a promise to his fans. If they can bring his 2004 album Back to Bedlam back to the top of the UK charts for the 20th anniversary, he promises that he will change his name legally.
What's he going to change his name to?
That will be up to his fans. He said, "I have signed up to changing my name to whatever the public wants. They can change my name. I swear on my life and the life of my one fan, Brian from Glasgow, that I will change my name should it hit #1 again." So, looking forward to hearing from Jimmy McBluntface in the near future, should this promise go through. Or Blunty McBluntface.
That's exactly what it'll be, yeah.
Or it could be a lot worse. Maybe a name that I can't say on the air. So start listening to My Life is Brilliant as soon as possible. Someone who's also taken over, or something that has taken over people's hearts and algorithms, of course, is Moo Dang.
Oh, yeah, the little
guy.
Hippo.
Moo Dang Hippo, bouncy pork, and has now found themselves bouncing into Final Fantasy XIV, the video game. The viral buzz around the adorable baby hippo, Moo Dang, has reached the world of Final Fantasy. Now we have, if you want to play the game, their very own hippo calf minion skyrocketing. Like, you cannot purchase it anymore, or it has at least been bought so many times that it's making the news. It is, as of September, it went from 17,000 gil, which I believe is the money used in Final Fantasy, to 300,000 gil now. And players are also using Final Fantasy 14 mods to create Moo Dang merch.
How many gil makes up $1?
Great question that unfortunately we don't have time for, but I'm thinking a lot of gil. So
I'm
much
trying to
gill
look
you
at-
make a fish.
One
I'm trying to look
gazillion.
at Moo Dang here, but I think Moo Dang's sleeping on us. This is the live stream.
Wake Moo Dang
might be over
up.
there. Yeah, it's the middle of the night over there. It's just about midnight where Moo Dang is right now.
On the boob tube, we've got The Golden Bachelorette on ABC. Second season premiere of Sullivan's Crossing on the CW. We also have Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, So You Think You Could Chicago, Chicago PD, and The Golden Chicago on some channel if you're up for it. Mariska Hargitay is going to be on Seth Meyers and You. Follow your dreams. And me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, Fritz on the street.
Yeah.
The showdown is on. The greatest game in all of radio, and here's how it works. We, and when I say we, I mean myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane, will be fighting each other, but we'll be representing one of you each. And if we win, you win, my friend. You get your hands on the very rare Fritz on the Street Hitman Magnet, FOTS Hitman Magnet. If we win for you, you get this very rare magnet for Game of Magnets. So now's your time to try to get our attention over in chat, and we'll all select somebody to fight for, and we'll do a Fritz on the Street that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win a grand in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a lot of congestion on Orange Blossom Trail between Tap Vineland Road and Land Street there. Authorities are clearing up an earlier accident on Orange Blossom Trail near Oak Ridge Road. Watch out for an accident on Fairbanks Avenue near Chapman Road. And on most of the major roadways at the moment, traffic is up to speed. No major accidents to keep an eye out for. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Judy Justice.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. What an idiot. Get it through your noodle. Don't give a rat's behind. That's baloney.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
Check your local listing to watch Judy Justice. Out now.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio wants to provide you with the assist for your holiday shopping by putting a grand in your hand before the holidays. We're talking about $1,000 13 times a day. Simply listen for the keywords to win $1,000 weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get a grand in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Are you considering GLP-1 medications like semaglutide for weight loss? If so, there's something you should know. In FDA trials, patients lost 13% of their body weight, but it took them 16 months with medication alone. Now, what if we could speed things up? Introducing the GLP Elite program from Red Mountain Weight Loss. We help speed your progress with a personalized meal plan and solutions to reduce side effects. For just $99 plus the cost of your meds, you can lose up to 15 pounds every month. And our expert clinical team tracks your progress every step of the way. For over 30 years, years, Red Mountain has been the trusted leader in medical weight loss, offering quality medications tested in an FDA-approved lab, so you can trust what's inside. Don't wait 16 months. Supercharge your weight loss for just $99 a month with GLP Elite, exclusively at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
New South Window lives southern weather. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
Save 35% off. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
the greatest game in all of radio. Don't forget, friends, you can always watch us live when the show's live. Just go to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see the alert right up there on top. Click it, and bam, you're peering into the full production right here from the studios. So we'd love for you to come over and say hi. Most people are on YouTube, but we're also on Twitch. Check that out at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, what we do before we do Fritz on the Street is we pick our players. And I have one selected. I picked somebody from YouTube who's watching the show and got my attention during the break. I select for my pick for Fritz on the Street today, Lily on YouTube. I will be representing her. And if I win, she will win the FOTS Hitman Magnet. This one right here, if you're watching us, could be Lily's. Who are you representing, Sabrina?
I'm going to go with AJ Soup.
All right, AJ Soup for Sabrina. Who are you representing, C-Lane?
Somebody reached out on the text service. Paul from Palm City.
Palm City,
Paul. And that gets us all ready to go. The last major question is, I just noticed that too.
Yeah.
Fritz, are you ready?
I am officially ready right meow.
Here we go. Let's do Fritz on the Street.
Now it's time for Fritz on the Street.
Hello, Sabrina. Hello, Sean. Hello, C-Lane.
Hey, Fritz.
Hi, Fritz.
Howdy. Fritz on the Street, sponsored by Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go. Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. That number, 866-CALL-MO. In first place on Fritz on the Street with 245 points, Mr. Christopher Lane.
Yeah.
In second place with 230 points, Miss Sabrina Umbra.
All right.
And in third place with 207 points, Mr. Sean Watson.
All right.
Hey, copycat.
So 245, 230, 207. You know the drill. 8 questions, 4 current event questions, and 4 general knowledge trivia questions.
What did this crowd look like at Fritz's Funhouse last night?
Oh, man, it was packed. We had 8, and then 7, and then 8 teams. So people were coming and going. But we had 11 participants for Fritz on the Street. Of course, 8 will be chosen for each question. But it was a hoot.
All right.
It was an HOOT hoot. So if, chime in for that bonus point. Is everyone in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, without further ado.
Anyway, let's do some trivia, bitch.
Let's do it. Question number 1. On Tuesday, U.S. President Jimmy Carter celebrated Sabrina.
100.
100 is correct.
Damn it.
He was the longest living president, I think, 2 years ago, and now he definitely is just hammering that one home.
The longest person ever in hospice, according
That's
to
so crazy.
stuff.
Sabrina, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said 100? He celebrated which milestone birthday?
I will go with 7.
7.
I'll go with 8.
8 for C-Lane.
6.
And 6 for Sean. Question number 1 with answers of 6, 7, and 8.
Ding, 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 ding.
This is just what we're going to have to deal with, I guess, today. Anyway, let's see. Who knows? Jimmy Carter, his 100th birthday. On Tuesday, U.S. President Jimmy Carter celebrated which milestone birthday?
No idea.
100.
100.
Is he 100?
His century mark. 100.
100. 100.
That would be 7. So Sabrina is hitting a 3-pointer to start the game, and Sean and C-Lane with your guesses of 6 and 8, each picking up 1 point. Now traveling on to question number 2. Which fictional family lives at 0001 Cemetery Lane? Sabrina?
The Addams Family.
That is correct. Sabrina, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said the Addams Family?
0. Cemetery Lane. I will go with 6.
6.
I didn't know the Cemetery Lane thing, but I still think people are going to get it. You might say the Munsters. I bet we might have one Munsters.
I'll go
5.
5 for C-Lane.
C-Lane's like, you're blabbing. Here's my guess.
I'm going to make it entertaining.
I'm going to say 6 as well.
And 6 for Sean. Question 2 with answers of 5 and 6. Let's see if anybody is picking up 2 points.
Ding, 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 ding.
Somebody is picking up 2 points. Let's see if they know their Which fictional family lives at 0001 Cemetery Lane?
Addams Family. The Addams Family.
The Munsters.
Ooh.
Addams Family.
Is it the Addams Family?
The Munsters.
The Addams Family. The Munsters?
With 3 Munsters thrown in for full effect. C-Lane, you guessed 5, you're picking up 2 points. And Sabrina and Sean with guesses of 6, each picking up 1 point.
Nice.
Now we head on over to question number 3, and it goes like this. At the age of 89... Celine.
Chris Christopherson?
That is incorrect. At the age of 89, which legendary British actress passed away last week? Sabrina.
Maggie Smith.
Dame Maggie Smith to you. That is correct.
Dame Maggie Smith.
Put some respect on my name.
Sorry,
Take the point
Sabrina.
away. I move we take the point away for lack of respect.
Seconded.
Scratching it away right now. Sabrina, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Maggie Smith?
I will say... You said legendary actress, so... 5.
5.
4.
4 for Sean.
5.
And 5 for C-Lane. Question 3 with answers of 4 and 5. Dame Maggie Smith, very popular British actress. Let's see if anyone...
Ding.
Someone knows Maggie Smith. Let's see who is picking up those 2 extra points. At the age of 89, which legendary British actress passed away last week?
Dame Maggie Smith.
Kathy Goodman?
Maggie
Kathy
Smith.
Goodman.
Can I say McGonagall? Maggie Smith.
Pass.
Oh my gosh, what's the name? It's the weird. How? I don't know.
What? I don't know. Pass.
Dame Maggie Smith.
That would be 4. So Sean is picking up 2 points for that one. And Sabrina and Celine with your guesses of 5, each picking up 1 point.
Rest in peace, Kathy Goodman.
Kathy Goodman, I think, is still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
She's going to sue you now. Question 4 is upcoming. That's the halfway point here on Fritz on the Street. After question 4, I will tell you who so far is leading on the day, and it goes like this. We're talking numbers, talking maths.
Oh, God.
In mathematics, what term describes the bottom number in a fraction?
Sabrina.
Denominator. Denominator is correct. Sabrina, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said denominator?
5.
5.
4.
4 for Sean.
6.
And 6 for C-Lane. Question 4. With answers of 4, 5, and 6. Math class. Let's see. Who knows what that number is called?
Ding.
Someone's picking up 2 points. Who knows their numbers? Son of a bitch. There we go. In mathematics, what term describes the bottom number in a fraction?
The denominator.
Denominator.
The denominator?
Oh, the exponents?
The dividend.
The denominator.
Numerator.
Son of a
That would be
bitch.
5.
Who's that girl?
Sabrina is hitting a 3-pointer on that one.
Kobe.
Sean and C-Lane with your guesses of 4 and 6, each picking up 1 point. And that means through 4 with 4 remaining in first place with 10 points. Sabrina, Ambra / AJ Soup.
Boo.
You then have a tie
Boo.
for second and third place with 5 points each. C-Lane / Paul from Palm City. And Sean / Lily.
But the real winner is you trying to make up that awkward space until the clip plays.
When Fritz
It has
tries
brought
to
me
hit
so much joy so far.
the audio, it takes it's like a 4 or 5 second delay, so he's stretching it out each time. It's an art form, folks.
So great.
Right?
It really is, you know. All right, so we have 4 remaining. Question 5 goes like this. Over the weekend, which American country singer song... C-Lane.
Chris Christopherson.
That is No, that is correct.
Oh.
Mother.
Over the weekend, full question. Which American country singer, songwriter, and actor died at the age of 88?
Country?
He was a country singer, songwriter, yeah. He wrote Sunday Morning Coming Down, a great song. He was also in the movie Convoy.
Me and Bobby McGee?
Yep.
Did he not do any yacht rock style music? Am I making that up?
You're
Chris
thinking
Christopherson?
of Christopher Cross.
Oh, maybe I am, yeah.
C-Lane, I was trying to think. I guess maybe the Highwaymen could be considered yacht rock, but it's still country pop. C-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Chris Christopherson? He had a crazy voice.
6.
6.
4.
4 for Sean.
5.
And 5 for Sabrina. Question 5 with answers of 4, 5, and 6. Chris Christopherson, of course, and the Highwaymen. Over the weekend, which American country singer, songwriter, and actor died at the age of 88?
Chris Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson.
Christopherson.
Frank Fritz. I don't remember. I'll just pretend I know it and say the last name. Sutherland.
Don't know.
I'm sure I would know. No idea. Pass.
That would be 3.
Damn.
So, Sean, with your guess of 4, picking up 1 point. Yeah, kind of a low number there, but that's okay. 3 remaining. Question 6. In the tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. What did Jack trade for Sean?
Traded something for the magic beans, but what was it? Money.
That is incorrect.
Do you get the whole thing?
You know, I came a man in the tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. What did Jack trade for the magic beans?
Damn.
C-Lane.
Shoelaces?
That is incorrect.
Shoelaces?
They had penny loafers back then. One more time? What?
In the tale.
None of you guys have better guesses.
I said money. Money sounds more reasonable than shoelaces. You got Jack walking around there with shoes and no laces on them.
Well, he's
Like
getting
a
magic
dummy.
beans. I'm sure he could grow some more shoelaces.
You can't make shoelaces out of beans.
It's a
Come on,
shoelace
grow
plant.
up.
In the tale, and then the end. In the tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. What did Jack trade for the magic beans?
It was important. It was something. It was. I'm thinking of like 4 different tales as well. Bread.
It was a cow.
Oh.
It was a silly old stinking milking cow. C-Lane, you got question 5 right. We will start with you out of 8 answers. How many do you think said a moo cow?
4.
5.
5 for Sean.
6.
And 6 for Sabrina. Question 6 with answers of 4, 5, and 6. Many things can be made with cow's milk. So I think that was a foolhardy endeavor.
Ding.
Someone is picking up 2 points. Who is it? Who knows Jack and the Beanstalk? That delightful... In the tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. What did Jack trade for the magic beans?
A cow. A milk cow.
What did Jack trade for the magic beans? The family cow.
Gold.
Cow, I think.
Family member?
I'm just
Why
gonna
not?
say it.
Something to do with a golden goose egg.
No. A cow.
Cow.
That would be 5. So Sean is picking up 2 points on that one. And Sabrina and C-Lane with your guesses of 6 and 4, each picking up 1 point.
Lit.
Now only 2 questions remaining. 1 current event. On Monday, which disgraced former... C-Lane.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is correct.
Damn.
On Monday, which disgraced former Major League Baseball player passed away at the age of 83? C-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Charlie Hustle Pete Rose?
7.
6.
6 for Sabrina.
8.
And 8 for Sean. Question 7 with answers of 6, 7, and 8. You know, I had a long, storied career.
Ding.
Thank God.
Why don't you tell us about some of that career, Fritz?
Who knows about Pete Rose? On Monday, which disgraced former Major League Baseball player passed away at the age of 83?
Pete Rose?
Pete Rose?
Pete Rose.
No idea. We don't know anything about baseball.
Disgraced. Pete Rose.
Pete Rose. Pete Rose.
Damn it, I knew I should have looked that up. Pass.
That would be
Son
6.
of a bitch.
So Sabrina's picking up 2 points, and C-Lane with a guess of 7 picking up 1 point. Yeah, to the lady who said disgraced with a question mark. Yeah, there's a reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame. He would most
He's in the
certainly be
WWE Hall of Fame.
You got that right.
Thank you.
We have 1 question remaining, but before we do, let's take a look at the leaderboard. In first place, and 3 points away from the in-show record of 16 points, with 13, that would be Sabrina/AJ Soup. In second place with 9 points, C-Lane/Paul from Palm City.
What?
And in third place with 8 points, Sean/Lily. Question 8 goes like this. What is the capital of Nebraska?
Sabrina.
C-Lane.
Lincoln.
Lincoln is correct.
I was going to say Omaha.
C-Lane out of 8 answers. How many do you think said Lincoln?
5.
4.
4 for Sabrina.
6.
And 6 for Sean. Question 8 with answers of 4, 5, and 6. Nebraska. Great album by Bruce Springsteen.
Ding.
All right, someone's picking up 2 points. Who is it? Who is going to be picking up those points? What is the capital of Nebraska?
Oh, my God, I never get that.
I feel like Omaha's the obvious answer, but it's not. It's Lincoln.
Omaha?
It's not Omaha. It's Lincoln.
Capital of Nebraska is Lincoln. Let's go!
Omaha! Lincoln! No one cares.
That would be 4. So Sabrina is picking up 2 points on that one. C-Lane with a guess of 5, picking up 1 point. And that means winning on the day with 15 points, Sabrina/AJ Soup. Congratulations. In second place with 10 points, C-Lane/Paul from Palm City. Palm City, what? And in third place, Sean with Sean/Lily with 8 points. And that means in first place and still leading with 255 points, Mr. Christopher Lane.
Yeah.
Just 10 points removed now with 245 in second place, Miss Sabrina Ambra. And in third place with 215 points, Sean Wasson. And that is Fritz on the strike.
Thank you, Fritz.
Thank you, Fritzy.
Oh, boy.
Time.
Brutal round.
Mayhem.
But you know what's fun? What's fun is actually getting to participate in Fritz on the Street. And you can do that. Next week, I want you to go out and see Fritz. Trivia time is Tuesday night. Around what time do they get fired up at Cabo's?
It's 7:30 to around 9:15ish. So I always say 2
Perfect.
hours. 7:30, 9:30.
You go out there. It's really good trivia, questions that you've not heard before in so many cases, and you can participate in this and be on Fritz on the Street next week. So go check him out. Go to thenewsjunkie.com/share. You can find all the links to Fritz's social media profiles. I'd encourage you to follow him on all of them. thenewsjunkie.com/share. Fritz, you going to hang out with us today?
I would love to. You were in my dreams last night, Sean.
Oh, yeah?
He had to change his pajama pants.
Well, what was I doing?
Oh, you pitched this business idea to me, and it was awesome.
I did?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was tight, actually.
Good business?
It was great. It's a genius idea.
Are you going to run with the idea? Do you remember the idea?
Yeah, of course.
How crazy would it be
sure it
if
doesn't
I
exist?
did that? If I Shark Tanked Fritz in his dreams, and then Fritz used that idea and made himself millions and millions of dollars, and then I thought I was somehow I was deserving of a chunk of
Could
that.
it hold up in court?
I don't know if Dream Sean is going to make this happen.
Audio
but,
copyright.
What was it? What was the idea for the business?
You were showing me this fairground, and you were like, after a concert, these porta potties, they get filled up. But with my with my idea, and then all of the porta potties like hoisted up on wheels and just drove themselves out of the park. And I was like, oh wow, you're like
genius,
self-emptying,
make way for poop trains.
And I was like, that's great, Sean. I'm really proud of you.
I've secretly been working on it the whole time. That's what I've been doing behind the scenes.
It'd be funny if someone's inside like, what's going on?
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got many things to discuss.
Gentlemen,
in the second half of this show. Some more anonymous emails coming in. Another storm on the horizon. What's happening out there? We got to talk about money a little bit, too. The money that you make from your self-cleaning, self-moving porta potty business has to be discussed at some point.
Autonomous
we'll get into
porta
that.
potties.
That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll recap the vice presidential debate. The Central Florida Zoo drops by for Animal House. We'll talk to our buddy Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. And for trivia, it's tickets to Larry the Cable Guy at Hard Rock Live. Plus, your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident on Orange Avenue near Florida Drive. There's an accident on Orange Blossom Trail northbound approaching Oak Ridge Road, and authorities are still working on an accident on Fairbanks Avenue near Chapman Road. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 eastbound this afternoon approaching State Road 429, and if you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Lose your key? Don't get stuck without a spare. At Batteries Plus, you can get a key fob for up to 50% less than what a dealership would charge. Keys cut, key fobs programmed, and batteries replaced on the spot. Avoid a car key catastrophe. Get a spare key today at Batteries Plus.
If you missed our
Let's do a thing, Rooney. Let's do an 8. I know I said we were doing our last 8, but then I, like an absolute dum-dum, started saying Sabrina's segment's coming up next, Fritz on the Street segment's coming up next. So
festival headliners from around
we'll jettison that one. We'll do another 8
on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible.
See it
all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu beginning Monday.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help
we wanna
that
be able to
often
do that.
requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix
That'll be
garage
nice.
doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey's Meat Market.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today. Dial pound 250 and say great results. That's pound 250, say great results.
Florida's law enforcement officers know how to keep us safe. But Tallahassee politicians think they know better. That's why they're lying about Amendment 3. The truth? Amendment 3 will protect Floridians from marijuana laced with deadly drugs like fentanyl and provide billions in funding for police. Here's Gadsden County Sheriff Morris Young on Amendment 3.
I'm Sheriff Morris Young. Illicit marijuana laced with illegal drugs like fentanyl have destroyed lives. I know, because I've seen it firsthand. Amendment 3 will save lives by making marijuana safe, regulated, and lab tested. Amendment 3 will protect our community from dangerous illegal drugs while allowing law enforcement to focus on serious crimes. Vote yes on Amendment 3, the smarter and safer choice for Florida.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite number 3, 321 Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Wawa makes the right handcrafted beverages for the right time. And now, handcrafted beverages are just $3 or $4. Jump out of bed for a nice latte. Take a lunch break for a smoothie. Or celebrate with a late-night milkshake. Wawa makes the right beverages for the right time. Now at an even better price. Get smoothies, lattes, or any handcrafted 16-ounce or 24-ounce beverage for just $3 or $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
Honey, I'm going to Wawa for dinner.
Okay, but Ben wants pizza.
Yep.
And Nick wants a burger and fries.
Right.
Oh, and the twins, they won't touch anything except for mac and cheese.
Exactly. Wawa has something for everyone for dinner, so I only have to make one stop to make everyone happy. So, what do you want?
Well, if you're going to Wawa, I have to have a hoagie.
From burgers to hoagies and everything in between, Wawa has dinner for everyone.
Are you receiving letters from the IRS claiming you owe back taxes? Don Jr. here to tell you that every day the IRS is sending out thousands of lien notices to hardworking Americans like yourself. As penalties and interest fees pile up, the IRS gives you no clear path to resolution. Call Tax Network USA and their team of licensed tax professionals can help you solve your tax matters once and for all.
Call Tax Network USA at 1-800-780-8888 or visit tnusa.com.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
This season on the new podcast, Rip Current,
the story of the only two women who tried to assassinate an American president.
A woman fired a shot at President Ford in San Francisco this afternoon.
One was a protege of Charles Manson.
26-year-old Lynette Fromm, nicknamed Squeaky.
The other, a middle-aged housewife undercover for the FBI.
Identified by police as Sarah Jean Moore.
Listen to Rip Current on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Rip Current and start listening.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
I'm Carrie Champion, and this is Season 4 of Naked Sports. Up first, I explore the making of a rivalry. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Every great player needs a foil.
People are talking about women's basketball just because of one single game. I just come here to play basketball every single day.
Clark and Reese have changed the way we consume women's sports. Listen to The Making of a Rivalry, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Making of a Rivalry, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, and start listening.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the News Junkie.
Support for the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Get the latest design drop. It's called Is It Over Yet? And it could be featuring you. Your name could be on the final design. Go support the show at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right. We have to obviously address the elephant in the room here. And
I farted. I'm sorry, guys.
I wish that was it, Fritz. I wish that was it. We had what you might call in the industry a hot mic moment.
I had a feeling.
Was it YouTube?
No, it was
during
them.
that break. And my microphone was broadcast, at least on our home station.
Not
and
mine.
On the stream. And I would like to apologize for a few words that I used.
You cursed?
I wish. I wish.
God.
I wish that I would have said the F word rather than indeedly-do, which was one of the words that went out on air.
Did you pull it?
And Ada Rooney. I do.
I don't remember indeedly-do, but Ada Rooney's a common one.
I do, in fact, want to apologize for indeedly-do and Ada Rooney, among many other very cornball things.
At what point did you realize that the mic was hot? Because obviously, right after I told you that you were live, you
I don't remember you saying that. It's very possible that you did.
Gave me a thumbs up.
I believe you. I totally believe you. It just happens all the time, so I sometimes forget these things. And Courtney texts me and she goes, "Don't say any bad words." And I said, "Why is she saying don't say any bad words?" It makes me want to say some
Which,
bad
of course,
words.
Yeah, you're thinking of the worst ones to say.
And I go, "What did I say?" And I'm talking like Ned Flanders to C-Lane about recording some segments for Weekend Edition. An 8-minute segment I referred to as an Ada Rooney, and I truly apologize for that. If you want to complain to the FCC, I understand. I get it. If I'll take my punishment.
You're putting our jobs at risk, Sean.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that the license of the radio station would go down in this way, but indeedly-do is offensive.
My favorite text from the texting service was, "You do that 8, brother."
And C-Lane's talking to me, people, all right? We're talking, but you don't hear him because of the way everything's set up. You only hear me blabbing like Ned Flanders on the air on a hot mic.
How does that naturally come out of your mouth?
I don't know. Sometimes I say all kinds of stuff. Like I'll go, "Hey, C-Dog," and
that makes more sense than indeedly-do.
Yeah, that's endearing. Indeedly-do is just Flanderish.
That's bad. I know it is, but I'm saying it like that on purpose just to screw around with C-Lane. And
it's been happening. I couldn't even tell you how long that's been happening.
It has. And I don't want you people to think that I'm not as cool as I portray myself. I am every bit as cool, and then some.
Not with what you revealed with that curtain up.
Do we have the audio? I don't even know. Maybe we'll just leave it for the people who
No,
are there.
I would like to hear it, please.
Because I think I said something else too. We were planning out some stuff for what we call Weekend Edition, which is a syndicated show that's on in the southeastern United States with kind of the best of the week.
And if you don't know what that is, go to the website and send your first dispatch now.
Yeah, when I'm stopping at portions of the segment like that, it's because the segment for the syndicated version of Weekend Edition is wrapping up. But we're going to still talk afterwards. Not just a little behind the scenes. And I don't always say indeedly do. So I don't really need to hear any more guff out of anybody who captured that.
You mean?
Now, no guffaroony. I don't usually add Rooney to the end of words. It's not a common
funny
thing.
that you did, though, right?
Mostly
It's
I'm
not that
talking
you were
from
on
the
air.
streets. I'm talking, I say all the cool things. I'll be talking about Riz. I'll be talking about Skibbity. I'll be hitting you with the lingo. I'll be with the kids hitting the Galaxy gas. That's all they want these days anyway.
That's an odd picture. Just you and children hovering on gas.
Doing Galaxy gas. You think I might get in trouble for that?
Yeah.
If I'm
and diddly do, you would.
Huffing Galaxy gas with a bunch of kids, probably not a good look. Radio
a bunch
host,
of children, yeah.
busted huffing Galaxy gas with young kids.
Do.
Will never recover.
Still know how to party.
Oh, so anyways, I did want to apologize for that. No.
We'll think about it.
News coming in here. Moses DeWitt says, I'm going to have to cancel my sponsorship.
Hey, what
after
the hell,
hearing
man?
that
See,
hot mic.
this is why we get dragged into your crap, Sean.
I know. I didn't mean to. I told you.
Did you talk over his spot?
I don't know. I might have. And
Wow.
Ada Rooney over the commercial break is really more offensive than anything else somebody could be doing. So there you go. All right, let's move on.
So
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com and Chris emails.
Chris
I was
Rooney.
trying to see if Chris Rooney wanted to be anonymous or not. Chris Rooney says, Sean, damn it, I left my son in jail. After 5 or 6 times talking to him about skipping school and doing drugs, talking to him at home wasn't working. He got busted in Orange County, locked him up. I had custody at the time, so I made the decision. Maybe he would listen to them. It worked. Only years later, after he left me and got locked up again. Now he's drug-free and a custom landscaper in all the high-end neighborhoods. His designs include incredible lawns and landscapes, and it makes well into the 6-figure income. He didn't like jail, and he turned his life around. And parents today can't just take away a phone. Those are not parents. You guys are the best, says Chris. He's all in for the punishment. This was about parents who turned their kids in. Caught them on video robbing a 7-Eleven. Some big group of youngsters, probably high on Galaxy gas, just stealing stuff from the 7-Eleven. And the parents turned them in.
Gas again?
It's the cool nitrous.
Yeah, it's just so available.
See,
it's
they
so
found the
available,
audio.
right? When I was young, back in my day, friends, we had to go to, I forgot.
Party City.
Dylan's mom, her father, or Dylan's grandpa. Dylan's grandpa owned a head shop, and it was the most famous head shop in West Palm Beach.
Oh, so it's a family business.
At the time. We worked there for a little while. We did. And you had to go all the way to this place. I cannot remember the name of it. Oh,
Happy
man.
Heads.
Happy Days? Was it Happy Days? No, it wasn't Happy Days.
West Pot.
Yeah, let's think of all the puns.
I don't know what it was.
C-Lane found the audio, by the way.
Oh, did he? Okay, hold on to that. But, yeah, we worked at this place, and you had to go all the way to this head shop in the center of downtown to get some what we called whippets at the time.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
now,
a good time. I mean,
the kids,
allegedly.
They can just go on Amazon and get the Galaxy gas.
I
And
say
it's
the
just,
kids. Yeah.
they can.
Where'd you get
Anybody
it?
can. I got him from whatever the place was called, whatever the head shop was called.
You don't remember the interview with Devo, do you?
No, I don't remember that. I still have some. I still have some
Really?
around the
Because
house.
we went through 80.
I know, but
the Galaxy gas is now popping up on the social medias, and there was some kid who was like split screening with another guy using Galaxy gas, and someone went like sprayed out, and the dude was like, "Oh my God, you're wasting it, man!" Like you could see the pain in his eyes because a little bit of air went through him. Like you're addicted.
He just lost a little bit of it?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's like the person who like spills a little bit of whiskey on the countertop and has a meltdown.
All right, if you are in West Palm Beach and you remember, it was on Okeechobee Boulevard just as you're headed over to Palm Beach. Well, before that, Okeechobee Boulevard by just past Palm Beach Lakes, I think, somewhere around there. But in that area, there was a head shop, and it was the legendary one. Carmine was his name. Unfortunately, he has passed away. But Dylan's grandpa owned that place, and I cannot think of the name of me. So if you know it, hit me up with an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, we're going to get to... Oh, you have that audio? You
want to hear
the hot mic audio?
No, I don't. No.
I don't know if you said indeedly do, but the first thing you said was,
Ada Rooney?
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's go to the top here.
So roll the tape back.
If you missed our
let's do a thing of Rooney. Let's do an 8. I know I said we were doing our last 8, but then I, like an absolute dum-dum, started saying Sabrina's segment's coming up next, Fritz on the Street segment's coming up next. So
festival headliners from around
we'll jettison that one. We'll do another 8.
Wow. Jettison, dum-dum.
And then I replied, and
Thing of Rooney.
I replied, and you replied,
"Hell yeah,
hell yeah,
hell yeah!" Dude, that's the best iHeart Festival promo I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sean,
boy.
your off the mic talk is something else.
I normally don't talk like that. You know how cool I generally sound. You compliment me all the time for how cool I sound.
Never done that? That was a full lie that you told.
Off the air, Sabrina actually really likes me. That's the big secret of the show. And she is very complimentary, and she'll say things like, "Man, you sound cool. Wow. You're a pretty cool guy, Sean."
And Dita Rooney.
Thank you.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help
we might be
that
able to
often
do that.
requires only...
Oh, no, that wasn't as fun.
Oh.
You might be able to do that.
Still blabbing. Mike's hot through half the damn commercial break. That was another commercial, right? It was a different spot. We were on, so. Damn it, man.
What are you going to do?
Well, nothing now. But what we are going to do is take a quick break, just very rapido, and we will be back with, don't make faces at rapido. That is really hip right now, actually.
So the one we just did, am I jettisoning that one? Or?
Yeah, dum-dum.
Dum-dum is fine. Dum-dum is not that bad.
Dum-dum is cute.
It's simple. It's right to the point. It gets across what I was trying to say to C-Lane, which was I screwed up the segment. I ruined everything. But indeedly-do, Ada Rooney, whatever the hell else I said, all of those things.
We'll do a thing-a-Rooney here.
Yeah,
thing-a-Rooney, all regrettable, and I do indeed apologize. So, break. We'll come back. We got jury duty coming up next. We got to talk about money. We got
I'm going to turn your
anonymous
mic
emails
off.
coming in. Yeah, I will keep my microphone in the off position for this break. I'll keep it off completely or walk away from the microphone. All that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Batteries Plus.
Orlando City SC's back on the pitch tonight. They host Philly. The Lions are 4th in the East after winning 4 of their last 5. The Buccaneers will practice one more time today before boarding a plane to Atlanta for tomorrow night's NFC South showdown with the Falcons. And it's not just Caitlin Clark drawing TV viewers to the WNBA. ESPN reports the audience for Sunday's semifinal openers outpaced last year's finals. I'm Scott Davidson.
At Batteries Plus, you'll find trusted, dependable, fully charged batteries for your car or truck. Plus, free battery testing and expert installation, too. Life's waiting, and you have places to be. Power on with Batteries Plus. Over 700 locations nationwide.
Mills Air is an amazing company that is going to be fair with you and help you get your air conditioning fixed. And they'll do it today, not 7 weeks from now. They are a company that you can trust to be absolutely honest with you, and their techs really above and beyond. They're so good. They can service any kind of AC that is out there. And they can also make sure that you are nice and comfortable in your house. So give Mills Air a call. 407-277-1159. They've been around since 1992. That's over 30 years. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Again, that's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part? We give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
New South Window lives southern weather, and our products are designed to keep the intense heat out and the cool air in. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
For a limited time only, save 35% off on New South Windows and Doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio to learn more.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando. The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then.
Come together, you say goodbye. It's been a hard day's night.
Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Time with family, laughs with friends, and cash back. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover doubles all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
This is Real Radio 104.1 on your phone with the iHeartRadio app and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station. Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
Drop while you can before the window closes, and it comes with a magnet so you can start playing Game of Magnets in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Get that while you can over at thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty in just a moment. By the way, I could not think for the life of me of the name of that smoke shop that Dylan's mom's dad or Dylan's grandfather owned back in the day. That was like the main spot. It was called Wonderland. Lily, who I represented in Fritz on the Street, she was the one who posted this. I was searching during the break. I said, yep, that's it. Wonderland was the name of the place. I think there's other places named Wonderland now. and they try to capitalize off of it. But at the time, it was the spot to go to, and they'd get raided every once in a while and stuff. Because selling bongs was controversial back then.
Oh, you couldn't call it a bong, right?
No, you would get kicked out. It's a water pipe.
Yeah. Are they still strict about that kind of stuff? What with all the changes in the law? I would think maybe that changed too.
Why do you need this urine kit? I'll never forget this.
It'd be considered royal palm.
You see, because he goes, no, don't tell me I'm testing you. You don't say that. You doing it for health.
Oh.
Right.
Fritz, have you ever taken one of those?
I never ended up using it because I didn't want to work at Walmart.
Okay.
That's why I was thinking about buying it. I was like, I don't want to work at Walmart. What am I doing?
I took one of those in an attempt to pass a drug test. I think I did pass. I think it worked.
They work, yeah.
And it was one of the ones
allegedly.
where you drink the bottle of stuff.
But I think they could test for the cleanse too.
Can they?
Yeah.
They couldn't at this time, or they didn't. It wasn't a thing at that time that they tested for it.
Right.
So you buy this stuff, gold something or whatever it was called, and you would drink it, and then you had to fill it with water and drink it several times filled with water.
Disgusting.
It was so gross. It was so bad.
Then they made the Whizzinator.
Yeah.
In which you'd have a fake penis.
Mm-hmm.
Fill it with someone else's pee-pee.
Yeah, and use the clean
that.
stuff.
Didn't it keep it a little warm too, I think?
Sure did.
Wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, that was a big product at the time. Now none of that stuff seems to matter quite
And there's
as
a black
much.
Whizzinator.
Is there?
Oh, yeah.
I think the
All right.
Whizzinator came in different shades of skin tone.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they are still, Sean, testing for amphetamines and PCP. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So maybe they're still in business and they got that stuff out
I
there.
mean, there's a Wonderland Royal Palm Instagram page.
There you go.
So it's a
I think
second location.
I think that place is opening up and just going, hey, there used to be a place called Wonderland, and people might recognize that. I'm sure there's lots of them. I'm sure it's certainly not unique. But I think it was WUND. I don't know. It was so long ago.
Wunderland.
But I do want to tell you about a story in jury duty here that involves an escort. Very unusual escort. We will talk about that momentarily. Yesterday on the show, we mentioned that Iran had lobbed a whole bunch of missiles at Israel. They're targeting some sites in Israel, shot off a whole bunch of missiles over there. Most of them were intercepted. A couple of them landed. Then there was the video that I sent you guys, which looked like something out of the darkest version of Looney Tunes I've ever seen in my life.
Well, because there's a lot of things in Looney Tunes that if happened, in real life to people would be very dark and devastating and bad.
I can't show you right now on the stream, but I swear to God.
It looks fake. Like,
It
what are
does.
the odds?
I have no
one,
idea.
It's a dud missile.
Yeah,
but it
the
lands
missile does not blow up.
on the one dude walking this empty street.
Oh, wow.
There's a
I've not
guy
seen
walking
that.
down the street. He's looking at his phone, Fritz. And if Sabrina sends that to you, let me know what you think. Because what are the chances? He's looking at his phone. He's distracted. And you see the Iranian missile. Huge. Big missile. Big giant missile. I don't know, 20 feet long or something. It's big. It's massive. Maybe bigger than that. And you see it coming down, and it doesn't explode, but the missile just, bam, like a big anvil.
Just bops him in the head.
Just bops him in the head. Immediately dead. Not a second to think about this, I wouldn't think.
Also shows you to scale how big these things are.
Yeah, you don't usually see that because it explodes on impact. But this one did not explode. It just crushed the guy. It was very strange.
Is that his head?
I don't
You
know.
see kind of flop.
Oh, it pops off? Oh, his
Something
kappa got
pops off.
detated? I don't know. I looked at it quickly. I looked at it
His
very quickly.
what?
His kappa got detated.
Yeah, as I say.
What's that?
Same thing that happened to Ed
The
Truck.
Office.
The Office.
Yeah. The Iranians were watching this as they lobbed all these
it's The
missiles
Office.
off.
I was trying to help you.
And one thing I thought was so interesting, in 2024, war is very different.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The drones, all of that drone footage.
Yeah. And you can watch live. You can watch live as your country unleashes hell on another country. You're watching your missiles go live, in this case, into Israel. And I'll put this up on See It Now for the visual. But the Iranian leadership was in this room, and watch them as they react. It's kind of like they're watching a football game or they're playing a video game. This was when they were watching the missiles be fired live. I'll turn that down. All right, and watch them. You see them kind of leaning into it. Here they
You kid to get out.
Oh, wow.
They're watching live. It's good. This guy's smiling as he watches the missiles
Thank
land.
you for calling Iran. How can I help you?
I don't know who he's on the phone with. He's on the phone with somebody, and he's talking to them.
What kind of desk setup is that? It looks like it's like
a cube or something. It's
and
like
there's nothing inside of it.
It's like a round.
Yeah.
Well, they fill it with water and they do splash parties afterwards.
I mean, dare I say? I mean, that's a misuse of space.
Yeah,
It really is. It truly is. I'm going to put this up on CNN now. You see these guys. It's like when you're playing a video game and you like lean into the controller to try to make sure you're having some impact.
Or when you try to look around the corner.
When you're bowling and your ball is a little off center, so you try to lean as if the leaning will affect the ball that you no longer have control of.
You're steering from a distance is kind of what they were doing.
Crimes.
Putting this up right now over on See It Now so you could take a peek on the newsjunkie.com. And hold on. There we go. With that said, what is it? Iran watches missiles. Boom. Just like that. You got it. It's up and it's ready to go for you.
That was a good pun.
I'm doing like Fritz did, where he had to just
kind of vamp for a second there.
Yeah, I'm not doing as good of a job at it as he did earlier.
Well, he had 8 opportunities to craft, hone that craft.
I'm going to have a one sheet next week.
Still waiting on this. That's a big space. Are we vamping still until your clip plays?
No, I'm good. No, I'm not playing anything. I was just trying to get See It Now up for people. If I wait till the break, sometimes I forget. So I didn't want to do that for the folks who wanted to take a peek. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO. Did you get into an accident and you're ready to approach an attorney to help you out, but you don't know who to pick? Now you know. Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com.
Damn, is this true? Somebody on the text server said it was actually the first stage of the missile that came off. Sort of like when you're firing off like a Falcon 9, and the
really
the rest
like
of
the first cap.
Yeah, the rest of the rocket, the rest of the thing, the capsule continues into space, and then the rest falls.
It just dropped down.
It says the warhead continued on the ICBM, and the first stage just drops off and falls wherever.
Damn, that's so reckless. It just falls on a dude who's walking the streets hanging out.
You are bombing the place.
Yeah, you're expecting that there'll be some damage. A mother and son, their business has been shut down by the state of Florida. Just out there trying to engage in a little commerce, and you got these folks in power shutting them down. A mother and son worked together to run a South Florida escort enterprise for more than 2 decades while laundering the prostitution money under the guise of a legitimate real estate business. The woman
Long-standing.
who was one of the escorts, Margareta Von Lambert, 70 years old, and her son, Christopher Jalovic, 48, are charged with money laundering over $100,000. And over 12 months, company was called Pretty Woman Escorts.
Oh, they didn't even dance around the title.
The investigation
How did they get
included,
away with it for 2 decades?
I love this, and I want to read this arrest affidavit. The investigation included undercover cops, so potentially some cops were getting some action here, confidential informants, GPS trackers, hidden cameras, and clandestine surveillance operations, one of which entailed a detective witnessing a prostitute and client having sex through an uncovered window, the affidavit said. Detectives noted the escort service had been on law enforcement radar for years, but they've been unable to develop probable cause to make an arrest until now. But here we go. Pretty Women Escorts shut down. It was $400 per hour.
Damn. She's 70?
Yeah, 70 years old, Margareta Von Lambert.
Must be real good.
Not the worst looking 70-year-old I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, send me the link. Let me show the people what old Margareta looks like.
Just Google it. It's in CBS News.
Margareta. You're making me type this out. Von Lambert. What a name. It sounds fancy. Oh, this is her? Well, She's not great,
Well,
but
let's see it. Show the people that you.
I'm trying, but my Wi-Fi is a little slow today for some reason.
For a
It's just this laptop.
70-year-old? I mean,
She doesn't look 70.
No.
But she looks a little rough. And imagine pimping out your mom. Like, that's weird.
That
I'm looking
is
at the website.
strange.
Very simple website. Oh, they even have the number on here. It's not even blurred out or anything. So if you want to call them, if you got $400 on the side.
Well, hell, I guess we wouldn't be in trouble, I guess, right?
Can I do
For-
200 for the half hour?
I don't know. I don't know if you could do it by a half hour.
You have
might
to
have to buy the
negotiate,
full
my
hour.
man.
It could be. All right, I'm going to put this over here, and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to this anonymous email that I was talking about. Somebody's fired up about stuff. We got to talk about Kirk, the storm that's out there spinning around, and more on what happened during the debate. Tim Walz, J.D. Vance, the showdown. What happened behind the scenes? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is starting to slow down due to a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane northbound on the Greenway. Near International Drive, traffic is backed up from Osceola Parkway. There's heavy congestion on I-4 eastbound this afternoon approaching State Road 429, and you can expect your regular delays on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa handcrafted beverages are just $3 or $4. From iced lattes to smoothies to a late-night milkshake. Get any handcrafted 16 or 24-ounce beverage for just $3 or $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts. Now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Did you know that in the United States, a heart attack occurs every 40 seconds? My goal is to spread the word about prevention and early detection and help save lives with Life Imaging FLA. I tell everybody about it. They do the scan for your heart and also for cancer screening. And my sister, she's battling stage 4 cancer right now, and she tells everybody, get a scan when you can with Life Imaging FLA. Early detection is a game changer when it comes to early detection of heart disease and cancer, so give them a call and get your free heart scan. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value that's definitely worth it. It's Life Imaging FLA. When you talk to them, ask them about cancer screening. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and talk to Life Imaging FLA.
Is it a cold, allergies, or could it be a sinus issue? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you find out. A recent study has shown that 45% of patients who suffer from allergies also suffer from chronic sinus issues that are often left untreated. So ditch those nasal sprays and over-the-counter meds for good and find a solution that actually works. The specialists at Aspire Allergy and Sinus make it easy by identifying the problem and creating a custom plan to tackle it. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Columbus Day weekend, visit Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast and support the National Kidney Foundation's 39th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. B-I-L-L-S. BILLS. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. It's very easy for you to do on your Android phone, your iPhone, your laptop, anything with a microphone. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And here's a helpful email. I like when people do this. If we're talking about something and you have some knowledge on it, hit us up. And Kim is talking about this union worker story. Now, to me, it's not a super great look for the union workers. You've got some of them in Baltimore who attacked some dude who I guess they thought was trying to cross the picket lines. He's bleeding all during this interview.
Me.
You have these people who get paid really, really well, more than most Americans. Some of them, the average making about $150,000 a year, wanting a 70% increase in pay. When they're offered a 50% increase in pay, they turn it down. And I think many Americans are going to look at this and go, I don't feel like I'm fighting for a McDonald's employee here. I don't feel like I need a living wage. Well, it seems like you got a living wage at $150,000 a year, up to $200,000. So I wanted some more insight on that. Kim says most union collective bargaining agreement updates are every few years, and their rate or benefit sheets update once a year. So if they haven't had a raise in 6 years, that's crazy. Must be nice. Even though they make good money, they're not making the money they should be for the year we're in. They're making pay as if it was 2018, says Kim. If the union is having trouble agreeing on the CBA or rate sheet and it comes out late, we must back pay the union employee to the start date. They're saying, I understand why they're asking for a 70% increase. They're taking into effect the cost of living, inflation, et cetera, et cetera. I'm surprised they have not made a stand until now. Most of our guys, gals, if they don't see a raise on their checks a week after the rate sheet came out, they are bitching. Feel free to ask anything else about the unions. That's what I do all day, says Kim.
So you're telling me that there are some professions, Sean, where you don't have to work 3 additional jobs to make a living wage?
Apparently dock worker.
Wow.
Is that for now?
Jesus.
But the biggest question in all this is always, are you worth the amount of money that you're asking for?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're asking for
the entire workforce of that industry seems to think so.
All they have to do is start hiring other people. If they say, damn the union, we'll find 60,000 new people who will take this job.
And that's the slippery slope, right? Like, you know, you want people to be unionized, to be represented, but at the same time, it's up to the companies. And
I don't know.
This is an old tale.
Is there a sort of a worry in people who might look at this and go, I can be a longshoreman,
or a stevedore, as I like calling them, stevedore,
and I could come in and undercut these guys. I mean, they're all unionized. They're probably some connections.
Let's see what they do. It says longshoremen typically work loading and unloading cargo from vessels in ports, harbors, and docks. This work takes specialized knowledge of heavy machinery like cranes, as well as the proper techniques for handling hazardous materials. So there's one thing there that says you need a little bit of specialized intel. Here's an explain it like I'm 5. What does a longshoreman do in 2024? Well, one thing that gets left out is because of the vast increase in the volume of international trade over the last few decades, is because of the change to containers and much larger ships. Some people saying they can't stop automation, which I think is going to be their biggest problem. When you're replaced by a robot, it is easy to replace somebody who costs $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year with a robot. If the robot costs $1 million, then you put one robot out there and you start to see what it can do. That's what they've done at McDonald's and a lot of these other fast food restaurants where people demanded more money and they said that's going to cut into our bottom line. They didn't just say, well, we'll take a hit as a corporation. No, the big ass corporation says we'll just find another way to make as much money.
Because they go, this cost us, this fry making robot cost us, let's say, $100,000 for a nice, a good fry making robot.
Oh, that's a cheap robot.
It might be, but its only job is to make fries. And
Which is a vital part of your establishment.
Maybe
go ahead.
Maybe the maintenance costs a certain amount, but then you look at what you're paying people to make the fries, and you go, all right, now that we're not doing this robot pays for itself in X amount of months, years, whatever, and then you're golden.
Yeah, never calls in sick, no health insurance. That's what they're going to keep going to. Anonymous Badger says, realistically speaking, if they get rid of the union or if they don't, if they replace the union with union workers, what are those jobs going to pay? I have no idea what that meant. It was the most confusing sentence I've ever read in my entire life.
Wait, one more time, what was it?
Realistically speaking, if they get rid of the union or they don't, if they replace the union with union workers, what are those jobs going to pay?
What do you mean replace the union with union workers?
I mean, I think he's circling the drain and that's the issue. That no one knows.
If I try to translate to regular people speak, I think the person is saying, if you hire new workers, what are you going to pay those people? I don't know.
Probably
you have
the
to see
same
what
amount that they're getting paid now, I would imagine.
It could be that's what the market forces. And then in that case, the company would have to take a hit and
who's going to train
pay the
them?
people. Not these folks. One thing I do not like, and I think you saw it there in Baltimore, is there's a level to the union guys where sometimes they come across as like mafia-esque. And
Teamsters.
The Teamsters can do this sometimes too.
For
I know
sure.
There's a story I heard, I think it was about filming in, let's just say, Philadelphia. And there was a television show that was filming there. Maybe it might have been Top Chef. And they're filming, and they start getting bullied by the unions around there. And they're like, you're not hiring our guys to do this. And it kind of roughing people up and bullying them into giving them their business. Otherwise, they're going to make it hard for you. And everywhere they would go to film, they would be bugging them. And they'd be like, you're not. It was very mafia-esque. So while I support unions and I want every worker to get what they deserve out of the company that they work for.
Absolutely.
Some of this stuff is not as good of a look. And I think you're not doing a benefit to these employees by bloodying up some guy.
And that's kind of where I was getting at when I said, like, if you want to go in there as a non-union person and be like, I can be a longshoreman, I'll take a portion of what these people make, $150,000, give me 90. And then they go, whoa, buddy, what are you doing here? It's bad.
Get out.
It's bad form. You look like you need a new pair of shoes.
Just really quick, Artie Lang was a longshoreman before he got his start into comedy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and those guys are pretty tight. I think it's one of those.
And somebody that texted in about that. Somebody that texted in about that said Artie Lang's stories about being a longshoreman are like stories of mob ties.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's just kind of a thing that it's been connected to because you get so much power with these huge unions. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're saying we're going to strike, and if we all strike, nobody's allowed to cross that picket line. First of all. Second of all, you're going to notice that the food isn't coming into your grocery stores anymore. The products aren't coming to you anymore. And we're going to strong arm the whole damn country into paying us more money. And I think it's kind of a messed up thing to do in a way. It's a really explosive way to try to get a raise. Around here, we don't have the ability to do that. We would just be like, we're not doing live shows until you pay us anymore.
Yeah,
and
they would let you go, and then they would hire someone else.
iHeart, in their infinite wisdom, would just keep firing people. Fire more people, on and on we go.
We got someone in Des Moines that's going to take over that slot real quick.
Yeah. I could do another market.
All right, why not?
That's how you get Lex and Terry in our time slot.
Let's go to the debate where there was a lot of agreeing going on. A lot of agreeing between Tim Walz, Kamala Harris's VP pick, and J.D. Vance, Trump's VP pick, not VD pick. And the two of them kept saying over and over, it was way more civil than a lot of these debates have been. I think this is some of the agreement. Let's see.
Governor Walz, you have 2 minutes to respond.
Well, we got close to an agreement because all those things are happening. Look,
and we do have to do better. And I think that Governor Walz and I actually probably agree that we need to do better on this. The question is just how do we actually do it?
And this idea that we should just live with it. And I here's what I do think, that this is a good start to the conversation. I 100% believe that Senator Vance hates it when these kids, it's abhorrent and it breaks your heart. I agree with that.
Now, Tim just mentioned a bunch of ideas. Now, some of those ideas I actually think are halfway decent, and some of them I disagree with.
So the rhetoric...
This is so different. This is so different than the Trump debate.
This is what I want to see in politics. I don't want to see a Vince McMahon shoot promo.
They can't stop agreeing with each other.
By the way, that documentary was awesome.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, because I think I want to see that too. But they just agreed back and forth, and people said it was a refreshingly civil debate.
Yeah, politics should be boring.
I said that even myself. I was like, this was much more boring.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But much more useful.
Whereas if it were a Trump-Kamala Harris debate, Trump would have a very George Bluth Sr. approach to how he goes like, oh, that was a kind of a good idea. Terrible idea. Awful. She's mentally handicapped.
That's a good Trump.
Oh, God. All right. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Fritz, what's that docuseries called about Vince McMahon?
It's called Mr. McMahon. It's on Netflix. It's frustrating because all of my, I haven't watched wrestling in decades, but I was a big fan when I was a child back in the 90s. Bret Hart, that's why the Hitman magnet is bright pink. Yep. So I wanted to watch it because Bret Hart had an extensive interview in it. All of my buddies that I'm texting, they're like, yeah, I know everything in that already. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, it was good. And they're like, yeah. That's what I've been hearing.
Was it a trip down memory lane for your wrestling fandom, or was it more revealing, like, I didn't realize that was going on?
That's a good question. It's like 50-50. Half of it, I was like, Darcy, I remember WrestleMania 3. We rented that from the Blockbuster on VHS. And she's like, all right, Grandpa, just sit down.
What's a VHS?
And then half of it is like, I don't remember. Like in the 2000s when they're like doing really sexually suggestive stuff. I don't remember any of that crap.
Do they focus on a lot of the controversy around Vince McMahon?
Yeah, so it starts off, he is getting into this ring that they have set up, and it goes, Vince McMahon agreed to sit down in 2022, years before the current bombshell is dropped. Mm-hmm. So he's saying things in it during the Janelle Grant. This whole thing is going on with Janelle Grant that no one knows about. And there's moments where he goes, well, and he talks like a frog because his voice is ruined. He's like, well, I've got like 3 brains in my head working. One is being interviewed by you guys, and then something else is business. And then they go, what's the third brain? He goes, oh, something very fun involving sex.
Oh, God.
Well,
he was so cringe in those text messages.
It's awful. In the
really
best
bad
way as a documentary, awful.
Yeah, I want to see that.
You got to watch it, Sean.
Yeah, because there's a lot about him that people didn't know over the years.
And as soon as you see Bret Hart, you're going to be like, this guy is on the level. Like, he's always telling the truth. He's got those eyes that he tries to find the truth, and he speaks from the heart. I love it.
I'll have to check that out for sure. Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll finally talk about money. I've been talking about money, and we haven't talked about the money thing.
The payoff.
Well, it's right here in front of me. And also, somebody questioned, have we played a dispatch today? I played at least one, right?
We read an email.
We had emails, but did we have a single dispatch yet?
I don't know.
This is unbelievable. All right, we will do some of those when we return. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Two right lanes are partially blocked due to a disabled truck on the Greenway northbound approaching International Drive. Traffic is backed up from Osceola Parkway there. The off-ramp from I-4 westbound to State Road 436, that is partially blocked due to an accident. And there's heavy congestion on I-4 this afternoon approaching State Road 429 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Norton 360.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your password security with Norton 360. Weak passwords can be targets. That's why Password Manager is included in Norton 360 to help keep you safe. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off at norton.com/secure.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
This season on the new podcast, Rip Current, the story of the only two women who tried to assassinate an American president.
A woman fired a shot at President Ford in San Francisco this afternoon.
One was a protege of Charles Manson.
26-year-old Lynette Fromm, nicknamed Squeaky.
The other, a middle-aged housewife undercover for the FBI.
Identified by police as Sarah Jean Moore.
Listen to Rip Current on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Rip Current and start listening.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As the leader in identity theft protection, LifeLock reminds you to update your passwords. Using the same password across multiple accounts makes you vulnerable to cyber criminals. Updating your passwords is only one way to help protect yourself. For comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise. Start protecting your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. When people ask me what I do for a living, I don't even blink. I'm an accident attorney. For those who've never been in an accident, that carries a negative connotation. For those who have, they understand. They need an attorney to fight a billion-dollar insurance company to make sure their bills are paid and that their future is protected. I'm very proud of what I do, and I take it very serious. If that works for you, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Offices, Orlando.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts. Free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send us a dispatch and join the ranks of the great 5%ers. It's
First, I want to tell you now is the time to show up. West Palm Beach, if you listen to this show on Real Radio 92.1 and you love us, you support us, you want to show the suits at iHeart that you're out there, you're in force, and you want to represent the News Junkie, go to the website right now and get our latest merch drop. That's how you show support. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. The shirts come in short sleeve and long sleeve. There's red or black. You can pick which one you want. The more you buy, the more magnets you get, and you get a magnet sticker with each item that you purchase. That's all ready for you at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's talk about money.
Yeah,
because Selena Gomez has a lot of it, and she is the latest woman to hit this billionaire status with her companies. She's got a beauty brand that's very popular. It's called Rare Beauty. And now she's hit the level of billionaire at 32 years old, which is crazy to think about. She says, I'm really giving all the credit to people who buy the products. They're the ones that made this dream of mine come true. So I'm really, really honored and just happy. She said she's proud of the accomplishment of becoming a billionaire, but she thinks talking about money is distasteful. It is distasteful.
Says the billionaire.
It's easy to say that when you're a billionaire. Like, guys, I don't want to talk about money, but man, that's pretty
easy
insane.
to say when you're broke, too.
Yeah, who's up that high? You got Jay-Z and Rihanna and Beyonce. They're all billionaire. And is Taylor Swift a billionaire? Or is she not there yet?
Oh, she most certainly is.
And then you've got Selena Gomez, who started this company. And she does some good stuff. Honestly, I just know about this stuff because Courtney knows everything about makeup in these beauty companies.
All right,
and
billionaire celebrities. You ready?
One day, every single year, Selena Gomez takes every inch of profit from her company and donates it all to charity, which she doesn't have to do that. You know, it's like a nice, decent thing to do. 364 days, she takes all the profits, but you get the point. Like, she doesn't have to do that. Who else is on the billionaire with a B list?
So, from sources across the web, we have George Lucas, Oprah, Peter Jackson, Rihanna, Dick Wolf, Steven Spielberg, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, LeBron James, Taylor Swift, Michael Jordan, Kim Kardashian, Tiger Woods, Magic Johnson.
Wow, Dick Wolf, too. The guy from, is that Law and Order?
Yeah.
Damn. He's a billionaire from that show?
Let's go do some law.
Multiple of those shows.
God almighty.
And it always says executive producer Dick Wolf.
Is he the modern day equivalent of Aaron Spelling? You guys even know who Aaron Spelling is?
Sorry, Spelling.
And the guy who invented all the game shows. Who was that guy?
He came up with a lot of famous shows and also Beverly Hills 90210, I think. Was he behind
I think
that?
he was.
And he was mega rich. Mega rich. And that's how Tori Spelling obviously got her start. And was
about
in
Merv Griffin.
Merv Griffin, yeah. He was the guy. I mean, he would be a billionaire, I would imagine, in today's times.
Yeah. But back then, I mean, obviously you'd have to...
The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. Woo. Like, he came up with all those shows.
And those shows are not only still relevant and still drawing in an enormous audience. Yeah. Jeopardy still draws in huge numbers. The Wheel of Fortune show still brings in huge numbers of eyeballs. Those shows are printing money still because those shows are one of the few remaining landscapes where things aren't political, where they aren't political. I see this all the time now in the real world, and I wonder about it. You know, this not this weekend. It was yesterday or the day before. Courtney and I were out for a walk. We go for a walk sometime after the show to take Lady the dog out. And there was a couple of instances where we saw one neighbor with a Trump sign, and then the sign is kind of like pointed at the house next door, and then the house next door has the Harris Walz sign. And they're pointed at each other. Like, instead of facing the road, they're facing each other.
Fight.
They're at war with each other. And I thought, why? I don't even want to know my neighbor's politics. I don't know who the people who live on either side of me and across the street, the new neighbors. I have no idea who they're going to vote for, and I don't want to. I don't want to know who they're supporting politically. I don't care. If they want to put signs in their yard, that's fine. I'm not going to say that people shouldn't put signs in their yard. Support a candidate if you want to. But I really don't want to get into politics with my neighbor. I don't want to talk about that. If I was in the backyard and my neighbor popped over and was like, hey, what's going on? I don't want to talk about politics. I want to be a neighbor to my neighbor. And that's what I am right now. We text back and forth. I'll be like, hey, I'm out of town. Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you check on this? And you look out for each other. That kind of stuff, I think, is a lot better. But it's hard to get away from it. Those shows still print money, though. One thing I am not good at in the slightest.
Math?
Math I'm okay at. I'm all right. I do all right.
Sean actually does some good head math.
Mm-hmm.
I could do math. It's the one thing that works in my head these days.
What about chemistry?
Chemistry,
yeah.
Swing and a miss on that one.
That's
probably.
my Achilles heel.
History, good. I'm very good at history. But there's one thing that I'm just not good at. This is the specific thing of knowing how long stuff in the refrigerator lasts for. I am terribly bad at that. And I thought for years that you just smelled everything. You just take it out and, all right, it's good. Or if it's that milk and it's turned, you immediately rush over and throw that into the trash. But they're working on changing some laws around this, which is why I bring it up. Because Courtney has told me so many times, like, what are you doing? No, don't do that. Don't eat that. I was for years and years and years. If I heated up something and then I wanted to put it in the refrigerator, I would take it, put it in the little Tupperware thing, and put it in the refrigerator. She'd say, once you microwave something, you don't put it in the refrigerator. I did not know that. And then she'd say,
I've microwave things multiple times.
If something's hot, you shouldn't put it in the refrigerator. And I don't know these things. I could be eating stuff that I'm not supposed to eat out here.
Is she saying that because it would get into the danger zone, or is it because Like I know, like if something's hot, like if I'm packaging up leftovers, and I often just put it in the refrigerator just cause. But if you put the lid on, it'll steam up in there, and if you don't want that for your food, it might not be great. I don't know. But,
you're saying if it's hot, right?
All right. Yes, if it's hot, and gotcha. I guess there's a fight over this, but this particular story says if food has been hygienically prepared, cooled quickly after cooking, and stored cold, reheating more than once should not increase the risk of illness. However, repeated heating will affect the taste, texture, and sometimes nutritional quality of the foods. So you're not supposed to stretch things out that long and continue to reheat them over. You
don't want to get hot, cold, because it's going to change. Definitely the texture is going to start very much suffering.
Well, one thing that trips a lot of people up is what they're working on changing. And California is ahead of the game on this. They're ending the guessing game on items that you put in your refrigerator. And of course, it's California that wants to be more, here's all the rules, here's all the regulations. But maybe you think this is a good idea. That's what I want to ask everybody. And now all the products have to change their labels. It now has to say either best if used by or used by on the label. There's many different versions of that right now.
Yeah, because best by is typically for the stores.
It could be best before. It could be sell by. Sometimes it says sell by on the products. And a lot of it just ends up confusing people. And the theory is that we throw away a lot of food that would be otherwise very edible.
Right.
And you wouldn't need to be doing that.
When I had roommates and a couple, handful of houses ago, and we used to occasionally shop at the food bank, a lot of the stuff that came into the food bank was either already expired or, a day or two away from being expired. But they had little, they had like leaflets posted up around there that was like, hey, for this product, you can really go this long. For this product, you can really go this long. It was like a FDA recommendation on how far past the printed expiration date is safe to go.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know any of that. Like, for instance, let's say you put eggs in the refrigerator, which I know some people don't even do that. But if you put eggs in the refrigerator, how long does an egg last for in there?
Well, then you have the egg test.
What do you do? Shake it? What do you do with the egg? I've never done an egg test.
You grab like a bowl of water, enough for it to either float on top or sink to the bottom.
And if it sinks, it's rotten, right?
I believe so. I always have to double check. But and then there's like a middle one where it's like, this is your last day to consume this egg.
See, I just don't know these things. And I think a lot of people get confused by some of the packaging. So they're trying to change that across the board. We'll see if it has any impact.
If it floats, it's bad.
Okay, so floating is bad. We want that sucker to sink.
Oops.
Yes.
This is like
a lot of floaters.
It's like coral snakes with me. And I always forget what the damn rhyme is, so it doesn't help me out. Yellow touch black, pat him on the back, jump away, Jack. Red
Kangaroo
touch.
Jack. No, yeah.
That's it.
Red touch yellow, kill a fellow.
That doesn't make sense.
See any snake and any color
and boop it on the nose.
And just scream.
Yeah,
and then send a picture to your friend who knows snakes and ask if it's poisonous.
I'm headed in the other direction,
which is usually Sean, so I'm effed.
Hey, I'm not going to be the guy. When I walk around,
Sean,
because it's been flooding so much, we saw so many snakes in the neighborhood in the past couple of months. And every time I see one, Courtney will be like, is this a blank or is this a blank? I don't have any clue. I don't know what kind of snake this is. That's not my area of expertise. That's not what you would call me for on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Everybody's got their thing. There's a thing that you probably are good enough at. So if you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you would be the call that the contestant made to help them win the $1 million.
What should we call you for on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
There's various things. Various things.
Maybe
Radio.
Political history you would probably know a lot about.
I know a lot about politics. I would probably be good at that. Anything in the news, obviously, I would be very good at. I can remember these stories from years ago. It's the only thing I can remember. If there was a question about a news story, I'm your guy. Not Huckleberry, but I'm your guy. But in this case, snake questions, don't bring them to me. I'm going to screw up. You're losing that money. Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Veronica emails the show. Hey, Sean and News Junkie crew. I love all the merch and magnets that I've received. Not many, but I do have a handful. I finally worked up the nerves to put a magnet on my truck to get involved in the magnet game. The problem is, after a rainstorm a week or two ago, not during the hurricane, I came out to my vehicle to leave and found the magnet almost completely melted / peeled off.
Uh-oh.
I was devastated because the magnet was unreadable and would not be recognizable to other Game of Magnet players. As I recovered from the initial sadness, I remember you saying some of the magnet batches were made in a different way. Yeah, they didn't say anything to me, but they just changed the machinery. And then I said, hey, people are reporting back to me that these are messing up in the rain. And they go, oh, okay, we'll put a note to do yours on the weatherproof machine.
Yeah.
The one that, and I'm like, well, why did you change it ever? So, yes, the new ones are supposed to be made in the weatherproof way. And if you have any issues or your magnet completely goes to hell in a handbasket, it's one of those ones, always email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I can, generally speaking, help you out with that. We're watching Kirk, and so is all the Hurricane Center experts. They're watching Kirk as well out there. Unclear what's going to happen with this. A major hurricane for sure, but it's too far out to really determine exactly where this thing is going. So we'll keep our eyes peeled as we go over to you and your dispatches. Here is Concrete Mike, talking about the debate last night.
Happy Hump Day News Junkie crew. So I caught a little bit of the debate last night. Would have liked to have seen more of it, but I'm taking care of my sick wife. She has COVID, and also I have to deal with the boy and everything else. So there's that. But it was refreshing. Yes, it was good to see these two normal people getting along and talking civilized about things, and it was good to see. I wish those two gentlemen were running for president over our current two candidates, but there's that. So anyhow,
all right, thank you, Concrete Mike.
Feel better, Mama Concrete.
One thing of note is that I saw a bunch of people on MSNBC. Maybe this was happening on Fox too. I didn't see any of the clips from there. But some of the commentators who are pretty nutso out there on the fringes on MSNBC were mad at Tim Walz. And they said, if you agree with so many things that J.D. Vance is saying, why don't you just go run on his campaign and vote for him? And they were mad at the bridge building that was happening on behalf of their candidate. I think that's totally fine. I think bridge building and saying, hey, we agree on some things is a good thing. We don't want to just be hating each other all the time. We don't want to be just end of world doomers about the future prospects of the country. So I like that. And when people don't like that, usually it's a big red flag. It's usually a sign that they might be a little bit radical on some things. All right, we got you coming up next. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. There's your cut point. When we come back,
thank you. I'll make sure that the snap stays in.
Yeah, keep that one in there. The final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. That is all coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. For today, we'll top out around 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Then this afternoon, between 3 and 6 p.m., a 50 to 60% chance for a couple of scattered thunderstorms. I'm not expecting quite as much rain as we had yesterday, and it won't be quite as heavy. However, next week, I'm watching for a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico set to bring copious amounts of rain to Florida. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock.
October's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. One way to help protect yourself is updating your passwords. Using the same one for multiple accounts can make you vulnerable to cyber criminals. But for comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. Start a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com/cybersafety.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one. This season on the new podcast, Rip Current, the story of the only two women who tried to assassinate an American president.
A woman fired a shot at President Ford in San Francisco this afternoon.
One was a protege of Charles Manson.
26-year-old Lynette Fromm, nicknamed Squeaky.
The other, a middle-aged housewife undercover for the FBI.
Identified by police as Sarah Jean Moore.
Listen to Rip Current on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Rip Current and start listening.
Wawa makes the right handcrafted beverages for the right time. And now, handcrafted beverages are just $3 or $4. Jump out of bed for an iced latte. Take a lunch break for a smoothie. Or celebrate with a late-night milkshake. Wawa makes the right beverages for the right time. Now at an even better price. Get smoothies, lattes, or any handcrafted 16-ounce or 24-ounce beverage for just $3 or $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
Honey, I'm going to Wawa for dinner.
Okay, but Ben wants pizza.
Yep.
And Nit wants a burger and fries.
Right.
Oh, and the twins, they won't touch anything except for mac and cheese.
Exactly. Wawa has something for everyone for dinner, so I only have to make one stop to make everyone happy. So, what do you want?
Well, if you're going to Wawa, I have to have a hoagie.
From burgers to hoagies and everything in between, Wawa has dinner for everyone.
New South Window lives Southern weather. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
Save 35% off. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At Batteries Plus, you'll find trusted, dependable, fully charged batteries for your car or truck. Plus free battery testing and expert installation, too. Life's waiting. You have places to be. Power on with Batteries Plus. Over 700 locations nationwide.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had. This is
to show us some love, West Palm Beach. Make your way over to thenewsjunkie.com. It's on you now, and we hope you'll head over there and grab a shirt to support the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, and the shirt is called Is It Over Yet? Your name could be featured on the shirt. Your name could be right there on the design, and you'll be able to jump in on Game of Magnets and get it rolling in West Palm Beach for sure. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and grab yours now. Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. And let's get into an email from Anonymous again. The one that had told us earlier they knew somebody involved in this TikTok crash. If you're not familiar, there was somebody who was a TikTok star and a couple other people in this car. The car was hit by somebody intentionally driving into oncoming traffic. And the people in the car that got hit, the driver, who wasn't drunk, got hit with all kinds of extra charges because they were going fast. And they may face life in jail for this.
It says minimum sentence of 30.5 years and up to life in prison, according to state guidelines. And the week before the trial, Perkins turned down a plea offer from the state that would have limited his prison time to a range of 10 to 20 years.
Even that sounds hefty.
I feel like we're missing a big chunk of this story. It just seems so odd.
I can only go with the anonymous source here. It says, Sean, thank you for bringing this up for discussion. I wanted to confirm that, yes, many articles state he was driving 100 miles per hour. It was discovered in court that the true speed was 85, as indicated by the car's black box. I'm happy to provide any and all accurate information if you'd like to dive into this.
Hell yeah.
I'm interested because that sounds like you're going after a victim in a story where somebody intentionally rams into their car. That's the bad guy. The person driving that car was being unsafe, you say? Okay, but they're going to spend 30 years behind bars because they were speeding when some other loser crashed into them? I don't know. It seems a bit strange. Quick update on the whole dock workers strike. People are panicking, and I guess they've taken to buying the toilet paper once more.
Are you serious?
Let's see. They're saying on WJCL, don't do that.
The strike happening across the East and Gulf coasts has now been in effect for more than 18 hours. WJCL 22 News' AJ Sisson joins us now live from the picket lines on the Port of Savannah.
They are picketing.
And AJ, the shutdown threatens major economic impacts across the U.S.
The story from WJCL says people are panic buying toilet paper because of the port strike. There is no need for that. Which is what we say every time people are panic buying toilet paper, but they still do it. Now we're going to do this. Let's do the final dispatch.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Yeah? You think so? What you didn't know was I could play 0. And instead, let's talk about Fort Fritz. Fritz, tell me. Fort Fritz is back. The podcast has returned.
Big time.
And you got, what, 4 episodes up so far on the return of Fort Fritz?
That is correct, Sean. So today, episode 4, or chapter 4, dropped. It's called The Villages of the Dam, and it is by far the bloodiest, most chaotic episode we've ever done.
Nice.
And when we get through chapter 8, so 4 more from now, there is a beautiful payoff. And I hope people cry because it's a really, really lovely story at the end of it.
Do you write 100% of these? Is this all from the mind of Fritz?
Thank you for asking, C-Lane. These are all, we have treatments. So when we get together, I will read off the 3 to 4 paragraphs of each episode. And then we go, okay, so we have to get from this point to this point. It's kind of like jazz.
You got to improv.
Yep. And then when people improv, that's why it feels fresh and it feels like friends just chatting and then things happen.
That's cool. Check it out wherever you get your podcast.
Theater of the Mind, baby. By the way, we had 58 sound effects in the first 2.5 minutes of this episode.
You put so much work into this. Go for it. Check it out where you get your podcast. Search for Fort Fritz. Now, let's do the stories that did make the cut-a-rooney as we wrap everything up today. It's brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage.
Indeedly do it is. They're your trusted source for local and long-distance moving services, from packing, delivery. You want them to do everything you want. You want to have them show up at a messy house and pack all the boxes and move your stuff. Well, they're the ones that do it. They're the experts, fully licensed and insured. They'll provide you a seamless moving experience, and they mean that. And I know they mean that because it made my moving experience so much less stressful than it could have been. Forget the stress. Move with the best. Get a quote today at centomoving.com, CENTO moving.com.
All right. The man in Texas has now been put to death, and it was Garcia Glenn White, who died by lethal injection, 6 p.m. Another execution, that one in Texas, for the 1989 murders of twin teenage sisters after he killed their mother in 1989.
God.
So there's that. And Clinton is warning of an October surprise that could Distort and pervert Harris? Oh, boy. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Cannot believe we're in October. Can't believe all the neighbors got all their Halloween stuff out. It's everywhere out there now. We got big skeletons all over the neighborhood.
Spooky season.
Yeah, I got my costume. I already got a costume.
I haven't got mine yet.
Yeah, I'm just loaded up for it, but it's happening fast. Today I learned this character.
And he's fuzzy, I love him because he's just Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
Winnie the Pooh. I'll take Pooh Bear. That's fine, too. Winnie the Pooh, a cast member, was on trial in costume one time and only able to communicate through head nods, foot stomps, and swings of his tummy. Swings of his tummy sounds weird. And finally, today I learned this, bam. Right here.
Yellow Card.
That's right. Wow. Yellow Card is correct. The band Yellow Card got their name from a phrase they would use at parties. When somebody committed a party foul, they would all scream out, Yellow Card, if you dropped a beer or did something stupid. It's from soccer, obviously. I just wanted to play Yellow Card. Who cares, right? Hey, Fritz, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for giving me that dream idea.
We appreciate it. Yes, Dream Sean says you're welcome. We'll see you next time. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over